Iain Lee is next. You have a really good evening. And if anybody can come on tomorrow and give me any good reasons as to why Brexit's a good thing, then I'll eat my hat. Iain Lee is here.
I'll come in on it early if you want.
Yeah, man, come in, man. Come in, man.
I'll do it.
I've had enough now. I'm off.
Right,
you can only...
Wait, we've got to do the handover.
No, don't worry about handover.
No, we want to do a handover, man.
Go.
So what are you doing on the show, man?
No, you don't want a handover.
What are you doing?
No, we're not doing a handover.
Really?
Ashley doesn't want to do a handover, mate. Don't make it.
No, but I mean, we need to do it. It's like, you know...
Why don't you stay here with Iain for a couple of hours?
No, thanks.
Yeah, all right, yeah. It's the Iain Lee featuring Ash and Cat. And we're here, and we're taking your calls on Brexit, Trump, and we're going to turn the studio heating off.
You've noticed that.
It's like having Twitchy the Tramp in the studio with you.
Well, yeah. You keep him.
So what are you doing then?
You can have him, right?
What are you doing then?
Yeah, you keep
So, Ash, what do you think about Brexit?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Tu non comprendi e mi domandi cosa c'è. Mi innamoro di te, mi innamoro, mi innamoro, mi innamoro e sempre di più. Oggi piango e il motivo non c'è e ti guardo ma taccio stringendoti a me e poi fuggo da te. Tu non comprendi e mi domandi cosa c'è. Mi innamoro di te, mi innamoro. Oggi canto, cosa canto non so, t'avvicini, sorridi, puoi baciarmi, lo so, io ti dico di no, tu non comprendi e mi domandi cosa c'è, mi innamoro di te, mi innamoro e tu lo sai.
Step Inside Love in Italian. Yes, I know. Produced by George Martin, Sir George Martin, the late great Sir George Martin. Good evening to listen to the Late Night Alternative. Iain Lee, who are you?
Catherine Boyle.
0344 499 1000. Tonight's big phone in is, who is your favourite terror hawk? From the TV series Terrorhawks. Remember that, Catherine?
Yeah, I liked the son. He used to go, oh, mother.
Shut up and take a breath when I introduced this topic. Why was that?
No reason. I'm just a bit asthmatic.
We were playing around with a topic that we vetoed before the show, and Catherine was worried I was going to do it. I'll tell you tonight in the Shit Shack Club. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, the music. I'm going to be honest. This show is about honesty. It's about sharing stuff, and we share stuff on this show. She had a really intimate story yesterday about 35 quid a ticket. 35. There's a cinema in London charging £35 per ticket to see a film. Also shared an intimate story with about my mum and the care home. The CQC, I've spoken to them today. They are on it. Also spoke to the manager of the care home's manager and was told, I recorded it, not for broadcast, for my memory and for legal purposes, and that was told contradicting things. And then there was one bit. I said, why? For those who missed it, my mum is in a care home and she got out. She escaped, God damn it. And they didn't know where she was for. Now it could be 90 minutes. We don't know, right? Did you call...
So let's just remind ourselves it's gone from, we think an hour to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's call it 2 hours.
Did you call the police? Oh, no, Ian, we don't call the police if we find them. Oh, OK, what's the cut-off point for finding them? An hour? 2 hours? A day? Oh, no, we'd called them before the day was out. Right. And then there was... so she went missing at 11 o'clock Sunday morning. I didn't find out until 7:30 Monday evening. 8:30. I said, why didn't I find... They called you several times. Did they leave a message as I was told yesterday? We don't know. I said, OK, well, I can tell you, no message was left, and they didn't call me. There was no missed call. I can do you a screenshot. No missed call, no message left. Well, Ian, when I left a message for you this morning, this was the woman I spoke to today, when I left a message for you this morning, it took quite a lot of rings for it to get through to your answer phone. Voicemail, they call it, don't they? And the final thing was, how come I wasn't told... OK, so at 7:30 Monday evening, I'm guessing the person who contacted me realised that I didn't know. That's correct. So up until that point, they thought I knew that Mum had gone missing. That's correct. How did they know? They either... One of two things, as far as I can see. Someone either lied to them or they made a really, really bad assumption. Which was it? Well, we're investigating that. Now, bearing in mind, once I said I was on speakerphone and recording it, they then said, OK, well, we're putting it on speakerphone here. And I said, OK, well, who is listening, please? And it was the person I spoke to last night was listening. And I said, OK, well, she's there, so she can answer this question. Why did she think I knew? Did someone tell her, or did she assume? And the woman on the phone said, no, she's not prepared to answer that right now until we've investigated. I said, she's there. She knows the answer. What made her think I knew my mum had gone missing? Did someone tell her, or did she assume? It's a really simple question. We're not prepared to answer that, Ian, until we've had an investigation. The sound of arses being covered was incredible. One day in 50 years' time, when everybody apart from me is dead, I'm going to release these tapes, and you're going to hear the sound of... And here's the thing. Last night on the phone to them, I got very angry and very sweary. I'm not proud of it, but in some ways I am, because I was defending Mum, right? Today... Very calm. I missed that phone call this morning, so I made a cup of coffee, I sat down, got my digital recorder out, breathed, just felt calm, and made the phone call. And I'll play you the tape, Kath. I was in complete control, right? Complete control. And they seemed to be surprised that I was upset by this, that my mum actually went further away from the home than I was told yesterday. Yes, it was the next street, but it wasn't the next street that's next to it. It was the other way to the next street, which is quite a distance away. My mum could have been killed. Yes, we know, Ian, and luckily she wasn't. Well, if you're working a care home purely on luck, then we're all screwed.
The bit that I particularly noted
There's
from your account earlier on was them blaming your mum.
Well, she did choose to leave, Ian. And then I got sarky, and I went, oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. There's me thinking it's your fault. I said, there's me thinking it's your incompetent staff, and it was her fault. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway, the CQC are on it. I've spoken to the CQC, spoke to a very, very nice lady. They're on it, right? They're on it. And I'm sorry, I must have bored a lot of you on Twitter going on about it. And then just stop arguing with idiots, Ian. Stop arguing with idiots. One guy said, "You should keep her at home. It's the best choice for everybody."
No,
sorry. So what? Well, first of all, it isn't. It simply isn't. Comments like that really they happen less and less. We've got a new listener tonight, guy who's got a picture of Gary Glitter as his profile picture. We're going to get to the fun stuff in a minute, Martin. I promise. But you get less and less of those comments as time goes on. But there's a real judgmental self-righteousness about that is misplaced and is wrong and is hurtful. OK? Not everyone can keep elderly or sick relatives at home for financial reasons, for work. Some people don't want to keep them at home. And if they don't want to do that, do you know what? Actually, if that's their decision, that's all right. But before you start making judgment calls on me, my friend, and it was a judgment call, try and learn some of the facts. She requires 24-hour, around-the-clock care, so kiss my ass. So I called him an idiot. And then some other guy piled in saying, well, no, what, people aren't allowed to have opinions, Ian. He's just expressing an opinion. And I said, well, no, arguing with... Just block.
The person I particularly enjoyed was...
My mum's name as well. It could have been her.
Was the woman who took exception with you saying she didn't know what day it was. Thing is, she actually
literally doesn't know what day it is. Said my mum, my mum's physically ill and doesn't know what day it is, and she thought that was me going, my mum's mental. No, I'm very. My choice of words are very, very precise. She literally doesn't know, as my sister said, I don't think she knows what month it is. No. She asked me when my dad is going to go around and visit her. They divorced 25 years ago and he died 5 years ago.
And the other thing she took exception was that saying that she got out. She's a free person. Well, again, let's just go back to the original comment.
Yeah.
She really doesn't know where she is. She thinks she's at work sometimes.
No more of that on Twitter. I'm just going to block people. So what I'm saying is this is a show that invites honesty from you and also honesty from me in a level that I think is unprecedented on British radio. So I'm going to tell you why the start of that Cilla Black song was quiet. It's because I wasn't in the studio and Catherine was operating the computer and the volume was down on my computer. I apologise to that, Catherine. I should have boosted the volume. Here's the thing. Literally 30 seconds before the mics went live, I followed through. Now, I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm a little bit embarrassed. I shouldn't be embarrassed.
Did you actually, though?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's not a joke. It's not a piece. It's not a gag.
Of a splatter.
It's not a gag. God. Okay, that's fair enough.
Could you not?
I followed through. Not massively.
Do you know what?
Yep.
I've got no sympathy.
You've
been pushing them out as hard as you can all night. Honestly,
please.
He pushes them out. He pushes them out to spite me.
And this is it. Okay.
So to me,
we're supposed to get
nature's way.
We're supposed to get behind Me Too with people like you, women, right? But what about Me Poo? Hashtag Me Poo.
You deserve it.
You see? Well, you deserve to get touched up by a film producer.
I've not been pushing out.
You deserve to get touched up to get a job because you're a woman.
You have been.
Do you know what I mean?
His bum has been used as a weapon against me for some weeks now.
Now I'm going to get called out for saying those things, but you just switch it round. It's exactly the same thing.
It's not
exactly the same thing.
That.
She's pointing at me.
That you've been doing has been leading up to this moment, and I hope you finally learnt your lesson.
Well, I hope. Hey, Catherine, by the way, I've got a job for you filling in for me next week when I'm not here, but I've got to have a go on your boobs.
What?
Yeah, well, sorry, it's not funny. Oh, right, it's not funny when it's directed towards women, but when hate and bile and bullying is directed towards men, that's funny.
You were directing your bile at me all week.
You see?
And now your bile's escaped.
You see?
Serves you right.
And women wonder why, women wonder why.
I do.
Yep.
Seriously, man.
It's actually a true story, and I was expecting... I have mental health issues. I'm very upset about my mum, and yet you think it's acceptable...
It seems to have affected your backside.
It's acceptable to just have a go at me because I have a physical illness.
Been gassing me out for weeks.
Hey, I know what, Catherine. Why don't we phone up a cancer ward and you can laugh? Let's do that, shall we? Because it's a physical...
I don't think they're doing it on purpose.
You don't know?
Well, I'd ask my grandma, but unfortunately she's not around anymore.
Wow!
You had to bring it up.
Wow!
Seriously, man.
You need to, though. I did. And I've sorted it. Now I'm clenched. We'll make it through this together. It's going to be a tough show tonight, but we're going to get there, guys. We're going to get there. Who is your favourite Terror Hawk? 0344 499 1000. Going to be some show tonight, guys.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is on. Everyone give us a call. We call you back. Alan Caddick?
Hi, boss.
Oh, God. Is there more Death Watch?
No, that would have been yesterday's call.
Well, who died yesterday?
Scott Walker.
Okay. What's your favourite Scott Walker song?
But I ain't gonna sign anymore.
Yeah, you know the Walker brothers?
Yeah.
They weren't brothers!
I didn't know that.
They weren't brothers!
Well, that's the same about the relationship between me and Robert.
You and Robert aren't brothers?
we've fallen out big time.
Oh, yeah. Why is that? Because he's quite controlling and bullying?
Well, there was jealousy on both sides.
Yeah.
And things have been said, and now he was staying with Mum and Dad for a few days, and now he's gone back to Blackpool, and he's never coming down ever again. He's cut all ties with me, Mum and Dad.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. I need to get some. Let's get some. Let's sort this out. We can sort this out. We need some appropriate music. Hang on a second. Let's. Oh man, alive! Well, life is so hard to navigate, isn't it? Okay,
yeah.
So tell us in your own words, Alan, exactly what happened.
Well, I was helping my Mum tidy up the kitchen, and my mother was helping Dad on the allotment. Robert came out and said, "Have you had a wash? Because Dad's going to moan as he's had a drink." I took it the wrong way and moaned to my Mum. That caused an argument between my Mum and Robert. And Rob said, I'm going back to Blackpool. You're never going to see me again. I said, if you're going to go, I'm going to go. So he stormed out. I stormed out. Luckily, I went to work and my boss calmed me down. Mum said, get back home. And now, while that's going on, my brother was going in a taxi to go into town to get a coach back to Blackpool. And now he's back home in Blackpool, and he said he's never coming down ever again.
Screw him.
No, wait.
Oh, sorry. No,
this all started because he asked you if you had a wash.
Yeah, and I did have a wash. And he thinks I didn't.
Alan. Had you actually had a wash?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Proper one with soap.
I spent an hour in the bath calf.
Oh, gosh, all the crevices.
Was there water in the bath?
Yes.
Okay.
Up to me belly button.
Okay. Well, I go back to the advice I was originally going to offer. Screw him.
No.
Sounds like a loser. Who needs brothers? I haven't got a brother. Well, I sort of have, but...
I'm officially an only child.
Oh, come on, Alan.
It means you get more in the will, Alan.
I know, and at least I can spend all my energy looking after Mum and Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Screw him. This guy's a loser.
No, this is such a shame. You two were good friends, and I know that he's proud of you.
He was.
Oh, he still is. This is a silly thing to fall out about, having a wash.
I know what. Here we go, Alan. Let's just stop this music. Here we go. I know. We need to get some... Hang on. We need some better music to help. Here we go.
Jeremy Cole?
No. I've got a great... Here we go. This is what we're going to do. This is great. This is going to be good, I think.
Rocky. I am a tiger.
Time to start this, isn't it? Hang on, we'll get there in a minute. It's just longer than I remember. I've not heard it for a while. Here we go. Here it comes. Are you ready? Here it comes. Nope, not yet. Hang on. This must be... I haven't heard this for years. It's long... There we go. Nope. Okay, here it comes.
Walking Bob, must have belonged to walking in history with this tune.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Now. Nope.
Is this going on?
I don't know what's going on. Now. No. Could you sing it, Alan? Keep going. And again. Okay, put the phone down, phone up your brother, now. He's done it! He's done it! Yes, man! We got him pumped! We pumped Alan! We pumped it. This is longer than I remember.
They're always longer than you remember, aren't they? Especially karaoke.
This has been going for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Any minute now.
It's
going to kick in.
Okay, here we go.
That moment when the beat drops.
Here we go. This can't be right. Is it? This can't be right.
Have you...
No.
I'm just wondering whether what happened earlier has affected your circuitry.
No. Me following through is not going to make the Eye of the Tiger loop
It's pretty strong.
for 5 minutes.
When I came over there to operate the equipment, I nearly threw up.
Okay, well, we'll just keep it going. It's got to start in a minute. Maybe it's like trying to start a car. It's like starting a car in the olden days. It takes a while. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Gatford.
I was going to go for the Beyonce. Can you handle it?
Michelle.
Can you handle it?
Just hang on a second, Gatford. Catherine, could you just strap down any vibe we've got left? Otherwise, he's just going to suck it all up.
Come on.
Away you go, Gatford. What have you got for us tonight?
Windsor Davis's character, the Major Zero, is my favourite Terrorhawk character.
Wasn't the question, mate?
Wasn't it? What's your favourite Terrorhawks character?
No.
Actor.
Wasn't the question. Have another go at what the question was.
What's your favourite character on... No, what was it then? Sorry.
Well, this is... People don't listen. The question was, who... Shut up.
Yeah.
The question was, who is your favourite Terrorhawk?
Ah, I see. Well, then, but Major...
he wasn't a Terrorhawk, mate. Thanks for your call. This doesn't feel... It doesn't feel right. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Did we just steal CJ's gag? And the winner of the Late Night Alternative Presenter Award. (2019) goes to
Too.
Well done, Kath. 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row.
Yep.
The crowd aren't happy, though. Well, the crowd are, but my army aren't. Wie willst du uns hier wieder? Bringt das doch hoch, Westheimer! They will get the award! Too long have we suffered the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune! I was so bored of my baby. She wasn't giving me none. She'd let me play with her boobies, but wouldn't let me touch her butt. Now, this is, you see, this is,
Gosh.
This is outrageous behaviour. I tell you what, let's play an advert for one of my colleagues who does a proper radio show, and then we'll go back to Children's Hour.
Happened.
Exactly. Thank you very much indeed.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
Okay, very clever. Someone, I was playing the wrong Eye of the Tiger. I found it, now I'm in the vibe, let's have it. Here we go. There's oh, yeah. Oh! Here we go! Yeah! Back, no. Yeah, here we go. Let's round one more time. Hold it. Yes. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. No, going around again. Here we go. Hang on. It's longer than I remember. It's longer than I remember. 2. Bam, bam, bam. Hold it. Bam, bam, bam. Yes. 2, 3, 4. Back it. No, going around again. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this?
Smash your face in.
Pack is going around again. I don't know what... It's well, okay, it turns out that... what's the date today?
25th?
Eye of the Tiger is broken.
Oh, 26th.
Eye of the Tiger is broken. Can we log that? Sam, can we log that? On the 10:30 on the 26th of March, 2019, we broke the Eye of the Tiger. The Eye of the Tiger...
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, doesn't it? The Eye of the Tiger is broken.
Sorry.
Dear God! We broke it. We broke one of rock's greatest songs.
I mean, no more training montages for you.
Oh! Going round again. It's broken. But it means it must work because it's working better than it was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna. I'm just gonna leave it going, and hopefully it's gonna.
Do you think if you turn it off and turn it on again?
Possibly. Let's see. 0344 499 1000. So you can't buy Krispy Kremes anymore.
They had them yesterday in the office.
You can't buy them.
Why?
Because they're funded by Nazis.
Oh.
This is true. So, Krispy Kremes, Marc Jacobs, we knew about Marc Jacobs, Pret-a-Manger, not the film, Pret-a-Manger, the company, this is, I'm remembering them properly, I'm not even anywhere close to litigious, this is fact. This is fact. It's not the home of fake news.
I know the Krispy Kreme have made a massive donation.
Krispy, please let me finish the story.
Crack on then before the lawyers get on the phone.
This is an important story, Catherine, and you're not giving it the respect it deserves. And we've broken Eye of the Tiger. Let me just say. Hang on, give me a second. Let me just look at Catherine googling to make sure I've not libelled anyone. I haven't. I know what I'm doing. Let me just say that Eye of the Tiger is certainly not a survivor anymore. That's the name of the group that recorded it. It's broken. It's a victim. Eye of the Tiger by Victim. So Pret-a-Manger, Marc Jacobs, Krispy Kremes, and various other companies are owned by a family who made their money from Nazi Hitler. And they've only... Here's where I get a bit... Are you happy with that, Catherine? The legals are all
well, they used Russian civilians and French prisoners of war as false labourers in their factories back in the day.
So you're happy with... I've covered all the legals?
Well, yeah? I've not seen anything about Marc Jacobs in here.
Well, they own the same company, Marc Jacobs by Marc Jacobs. Google it. Oh, this song is getting right on my tits. Jesus. Right. Actually, it's probably disrespectful. So, the family that owns those companies, and I've got to say, I was disappointed. I was really disappointed when I heard this. The family that owns the company made the money in the war. Obviously, their ancestors made the money in the war, working for Hitler, using prisoners of war to do whatever it was they did, make the cellophane for the sandwiches. I don't know what they did. And so the family have only just found out. Suspicious much? Yeah, me think so too. So they've donated just like $11 million to charity, right? So I know the story. Katarina Boyle. Don't
be angry with me for trying to make sure you don't get sacked.
No, I'm angry.
$11.3 million.
I'm angry. I'm sorry. I was $300,000 out.
Yes, important.
But the thing is, you can't be sued for that bit. Here's the thing. I'm not angry. I'm angry with you thinking I'm angry with you thinking just because I shat myself today that I don't know Big news stories. Well, I do, because I've had a lot of time to read them on the toilet. I do. Now, here's what upsets me. Right? That's the whole story. Those posh cheddar and pickle sandwiches in Pret are bellissima. Out of this world. They're out of this world. Mind-blowing. Wonderful. Well, I can't eat them anymore because I don't want to put money in Hitler's pocket. I can't eat them anymore.
I don't think it's going to Hitler anymore.
Okay, well, that's you would say that. So I tell you what I want. Can we get the guy that owns the company to come on the show and talk about
He's probably listening now, probably ring up.
Or, failing that, just like someone behind one of the counters or something at Pret, just to come on and put my mind at ease. They're such friendly people. This is why they can afford to give away free drinks to people they fancy. It's the same thing. If we could just get one of the people behind the counter to come on.
Didn't your mate Toff used to work there?
Yes, she did, actually, yeah.
That figures.
Oh, wow, no, that is libellous.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, not
Yeah,
true.
it is, actually. It is.
She did used to work there.
Well, that figures.
She's friendly.
Yeah.
What did you mean?
That figures. That figures.
What did you mean?
That figures. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You make me want to...
not again.
Throw up.
Don't think there's anything left, is there?
You make me...
A worker in Australia who claims his ex-supervisor...
Hang on a minute, 'cause I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think... I'm sorry to interrupt. I think I've just fixed this. I think I fixed it. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. I think I fixed it. So far, so good. Hold it! I think we fixed it. Here we go. We're in. Fixed it. We fixed it. I think we fixed it. I think we fixed it. Yeah. Boxing. Boxing in a ring. Rocky Stallone. Style. Adrian. Here we go. We're in. We fixed it. Yeah. I get up. I'm back on the street. Took my time. I got my glory.
I don't know the words, do you?
Little bit of difference now. I'm back on the seat. Got my tan and a will to survive. So many times it happened to me. I took my time. I took my chances. Hold my hand now, sister. This is the truth. Gonna fight you in a boxing match. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. No one till your weapons of survival.
Don't strain so much on the chorus.
Polyps. On the men of the side, but you know where you're going tonight. Of the tiger.
You'll have the eye of the tiger in your pants carrying on like that.
Fixed it. Right, let's go! Let's go! Verse 2, it's that verse 2, forget your story, it's irrelevant. Took my time, took my chances. Boom, 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 the many differences. Now I am on my own. Hold my hand and I'll guide you along. It's the high up on lower, makes it easier. Fill up the fight.
Is it?
It's enough
on who?
the terrors of our rivals. And now Rocky has a fight with Mr. T and Apollo Creed and Ivan Drago. Yes. Right, can you fit your story into the instrumental break? Because that would be great. Here we go, now.
A worker in Australia who claims
he's singing, he's singing.
Come on!
I thought it was an instrumental break, he's singing. We fixed it, we might as well use it. Bum, bum, bum. What's the difference now? You're back on your life. Got your hands and your boxing gloves. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Turning up for the mirrors of our rivals. And the last known survivor. I've lost the tune a bit. I think this is Dairy Speed. Of the tiger.
Seriously, don't push so hard.
Oh, yeah. Now. Yes, now. Okay. Here we go. Now we're getting to the end. Getting to the end of the song now. Such a great fighting song. Everybody wants to train. Get to the end of the song now. Gonna hear Kathy's story. Got to the powerful song now. Yeah, boxing, fighting, making love, being a man, driving a car, having friends, working in the butcher's, punching meat, running upstairs, running downstairs, kids jumping around you as you cheer. You're gonna be a boxer, everybody fighting, everybody fighting. We fixed it, there we go. Catherine, your story?
Sorry, I'm a bit emotional about that.
Yep, it's a powerful song. Makes you think. Your story
This will make you think.
will happen after these adverts.
Oh,
A star-crossed soapbox for sailor boys, stable girls,
I'm on the edge.
and stripper
It
grands.
depends who you're with and it depends on the situation.
Late night speech radio with a difference.
Thank you.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03, quiet on the phone tonight.
I wonder why.
I think it's your attitude. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Catherine, I believe you had a very important news story.
Yeah.
That is more important than talking about companies that have been funded by their work with the Nazis in World War II. So let's hear.
Have we covered that now? Are we finished?
I think that's
You
actually.
carry on if you want to carry on.
I would have liked it to. I would have liked it to. Doesn't sound right, but if I'm
Certainly didn't.
I would have liked it to, but no. You've obviously got a more important story, so let's hit the more important story. That's more important than Pret Manger. I keep saying Pret-a-Porter. Pret-a-Porter, I have to say, is in no way, as far as we know, connected with Nazis. Although some of the script may have been written on an IBM computer. So in that case, the film Hollywood is tainted. Hollywood is tainted with some of the worst crimes, some of the worst atrocities known to man. And I'm not just speaking about Howard the Duck. I'm speaking about World War II. Catherine, I believe you had a story you wanted to do. I'm really looking forward to hearing this. Here we go.
A worker in Australia who claimed...
Oh, there's an oxymoron. Isn't it?
No need for that, mate.
Worker in Australia. There's an oxymoron. Can they hear us in Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they tend to be quite outdoorsy and fit.
And
over here.
Yes.
So just be careful.
Yes.
A worker in Australia.
I love Australia. I love Australia, mate. I love the Sheilas. I love throwing a Sheila on a barbie and getting my my lobster ready, covering my lobster in butter and sliding it in. What? I love getting me shrimp. Love getting me shrimp out. Rubbing it with a knob, rubbing me shrimp with a knob of butter, and seeing who wants to chow down on it. With the Sheilas. In the Bruces, why not? If the Bruces want to chow down on my buttery knob shrimp, then I would be very happy with that. Out in the outback, or in the bush. Prefer it in the bush, actually. Not so keen on it outback, but if that's all that's going, I'll take it. Ideally, though, my shrimp would be devoured in the bush. But if I had to butter it up and put it in the outback, I would do that too. I love Australia. It's a great country. One of the best countries, beginning with A. It's in the top 10. Australia, I'm going to say, is in the top 10 countries beginning with A. That's how. That's how highly.
What are the other 10?
Albania.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
Amazonia. Air.
You are an idiot.
That's how highly I rate it in the top 10. I mean, lower top 10, kind of bubbling under. Top 15. Australia, for me, is in the top 15 countries beginning with A.
And the other 14 are?
Much better. Let's hear this story. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. About a guy working... If I've got this right, it was a guy cooking shrimps in Australia on a barbecue. Have I got that right?
He was cooking something.
OK, let's hear it. Let's looking forward to this.
A worker in Australia.
Can I just give the phone number out, just in case anyone
I
wants to
wish you
call in?
would.
Just going to ask you not to look at me for a second while I do this.
My pleasure.
0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000. What countries would you put in the top 15 of countries beginning with A? Above Australia.
I mean, Argentina's got to be in there, right?
No, it's not actually. No, it's not. No. I'll tell you why. Because of Las Malvinas.
It's very offensive to the Falkland Islanders, you calling it that?
Exactly. And Ozzy Ardiles.
Oh.
The football man, the football traitor.
Not Maradona?
No, he was Portuguese. Let's hear the story. Let's hear the story about the barbecue man who was in a bush in Australia.
No,
let's hear that.
That's not it. A worker in Australia who claims his ex-supervisor repeatedly broke wind at him has appealed against a court ruling that found he was not bullied. David Hinkst said his former colleague, Greg Short...
David Hinkst, did he? Did he? Did he Hinkst? So David Hinkst... Got a recording of that session.
I don't need a recording. I'm getting it live.
We're just going to play. This has come from Sky News. It's Kay Burley.
Eamon.
Matthew Wright. Now, so Catherine, let's have the rest of the story. Jesus, is this going out? Let's have the rest of the story with this recording from our team at Sky News. Thank you so much to Dermot Murnaghan for record. We couldn't get a recording of the actual incident in Australia, so Dermot and Kay got together,
cooked it up.
I knew they had a little something brewing between them. I didn't know it was this. Thank you guys, great audio, love it. Away you go. That was me. That one was me. 48 minutes ago to this very day. Catherine, this story, please, about the man in the bush with his shrimp from a Barbie.
David Hinkst said his former colleague Greg Short would lift his bum and fart on him up to 6 times a day.
Wow.
6 times a day. He sued his former company for 1.8 million Australian dollars last year, but the Supreme Court of Victoria found there was no bullying. Mr. Hinkst, 56.
Oh. That one, the last two were actually Catherine. That's why she had to pause there. Here's the thing: you can't fart and speak at the same time. That's a fact.
You can.
No, you can't have air coming out of both orifice at the same time. That's actually a fact. Try it. Try it at home. It's a fun game. Catherine.
He said
the. Yeah, she tried it. She tried it and she couldn't. Did you hear that? She made the noise for trying. She went. And she couldn't speak and fart at the same time. It's one as one opens, the other clenches. It's a medical fact. Catherine.
Mr. Hinkst said the flatulence had caused him severe stress.
Yeah, it would do.
Mr. Hinkst.
Is he the farter or the fartee?
The fartee.
Okay.
Mr. Hinkst, who was a contract administrator based in Melbourne, sued construction engineer in 2017, but the case was thrown out in April 2018.
Or did they open the window?
He appealed that decision and was heard by the Court of Appeal on Monday. I bet he was. I'd be sitting with my face to the wall and he'd come into the room, which was small and had no windows. This is sounding very familiar, Mr. Hinkst,
yes.
Who told the Australian Associated Press.
Yeah.
He would fart behind me and walk away. He would do this 5 or 6 times a day. Just 5 or 6. I mean...
Well, that's outrageous behaviour. It's disgusting.
At the original hearing last year, Mr. Short said he didn't particularly recall breaking wind in Mr. Hinkst, but he may have done it once or twice, maybe. However, he denied he was doing it with the intention of distressing or harassing Mr. Hinkst. According to news outlet news.com.au, Mr. Hinkst claimed Mr. Short had behaved that way as part of a conspiracy to get rid of him, and said his time at construction engineering caused him psychiatric injuries.
Ouch. We certainly don't mock mental health on this show.
No, but you have burnt my nasal hair off.
Okay, yeah, well that's different. That's
At his earlier court appearance, he said Mr. Short had verbally abused him about his work performance and made bullying phone calls where he branded Mr. Hinkst an idiot.
Did he fart down the phone?
Mr. Hinkst said he'd not received a fair trial and felt the judge in charge of his previous case was biased against him.
I think he did, and we've actually got a recording of that. Can we just play the audio that we got sent from AP? Yeah, okay, here we go. Hello, who's there? Hello, who is this? Ah, geez, not you again. Right, that's it. No, stop there. Stop that. That's disgusting. Now, right, that's it. I'm taking you to court. Jesus Christ, man.
But Justice Philip Priest on Monday said the trial judge seemed to have shown remarkable latitude. The very distinct impression I get is you were given every opportunity to put your case, he said. The Court of Appeal will deliver its ruling on Friday.
Well, I've actually gone to a website, health24.com. This is a genuine website, not making this up. How to deal with farting in the office. Health24 writer Eugene Lotter. Bet he gets a lot of something. Comments on the dilemma faced by workers when they feel the need to pass gas during office hours.
Go to the toilet. It's not a dilemma. Just go to the toilet.
Whether you call it farting, flatulence, passing wind, or passing air through poo.
I call it antisocial.
Expelling gas is a normal physical function and everyone does it. Up yours.
Yeah, but you'll never catch me doing it.
Why would I want to catch you? Do you think I set Kath fart traps? Where I put like little bowls of chili beans, and then like there's a cage above you. So as soon as you eat the chili beans, the cage comes down and I catch you farting?
No, the thing is, because when I go, it's like glitter and rainbows. It creates a terrible mess. So I would never do that in front of anyone
Gary
else.
Glitter and George Rainbows.
Oh dear.
We know that is unhealthy. Here we go. We know that it is unhealthy to hold back farts, and we're familiar with sayings like, wherever you be, let your wind go free.
Yeah, in church or chapel, let it rattle.
However true this may be, it is still not socially acceptable to drop your guts. It actually does. The passing air through poo I added, the drop your guts, it's here. In public places.
Why wouldn't they use cut the cheese? So much
They
more
may
elegant.
do later. Especially if it is a confined space where other people can hear and stroke or smell your farts and stroke or stroke your farts.
I feel like I'm chewing on them. These windows do not open.
It is generally not considered so bad to fart in the presence of the people you feel comfortable with, like close friends and family.
Well, yes, it is.
At work, most employees spend about 8 hours a day at work. Do they? No. Really? 8 hours? Wow. Those poor people, man. That's awful. Wow. What? Why would you... Okay. And while many people are employed on building sites or other open-air locations, most of us work indoors at relatively close quarters with colleagues and co-workers. A fart usually announces itself by its sound and smell. Both characteristics are not essential, however, as farts can be silent and violent. It doesn't say that, but it should! However, as farts can be silent and don't always smell bad.
They do.
It is generally accepted that the silent ones are the really smelly ones. Silent but violent, it does say that. And that the loud ones don't smell as bad. Well, I can actually prove that latter is incorrect. The average person farts anywhere between 14 and 24 times a day. Is that all?
Well done, you're above average.
Adding... something to be proud of. Adding up to about 1.5 litres of gas a day, which means that sooner or later during the course of the day you're going to feel the need to let one fly.
Litres, mind you. Liquid.
How to avoid farting in the office. Despite the fact that farting is a normal function and everyone does it, there are ways to keep gas production to a minimum. Don't swallow too much air. This usually happens if you're nervous.
You
or
do
if
gulp a lot.
You eat or drink too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from gassy foods. Common foods that cause gas are legumes, cruciferous vegetables...
And anything Iain eats.
Okay. Try digestive enzymes. Oh, get stuffed. Try herbs. Drinking peppermint tea or chewing fennel seeds can decrease bloating after large meals. What they don't say here is find out what sets you off. We're all different, so identifying your triggers and finding your own solutions can be helpful. What they don't say is, actually, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice thing to do.
What?
It's a nice thing to do. It's fun.
For whom?
Stifling your farts can be uncomfortable. This is an actual medical website, right? So we've lost all of our listeners, apart from 5.
Who's it written by?
Eugene Lotter. Told you.
All right.
Stifling your farts can be uncomfortable if... or even dangerous, and refusing to let it out can cause pouches in the wall of the colon, which can become infected. Okay.
Ugh.
What to do if you let one slip out? If you lose control of your sphincter, you have a number of options. Ignore it and hope no one around you noticed. Pull up your nose and give your neighbour a dirty look. Ooh, Kath. Man up and apologise for your indiscretion.
Or in Ian's case, go, ha, that was a good one.
If you feel one coming on but still have some control, you can take a quick trip to the bathroom to blow off steam.
Blow off steam.
If, however, it is really a flatulent day and you know you're going to embarrass yourself, you can organise that you work from home.
I'm having a fart day.
And if you're really brave, you can explain the situation to your colleagues and ask them to bear with you. Right, here we go. How to react if someone else does it. Ignore it if it's not too obvious. Make a scene to discourage the culprit from ever doing it again. Don't fart shame somebody. No. If it's an ongoing problem because the farter is a real pig or has a medical problem, speak to your human resources department. OK, well, I think that's enough of that, Catherine. You've really lowered the tone this evening. I was talking about World War II, where they didn't fart. 0344 499 1000. Oh, God, it's only an hour. I thought we were finishing then. Shit.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Remember the guy's name, but we had the guy in that wrote the 2-volume set about George Martin, the producer, Beatles producer, record producer of the Goons and Cilla Black and Jimmy Webb and all these people. And I've just started listening to the audiobook. Oh, I said just about a week ago. It goes on and on. The audiobook of the second book that I think starts in around about 1965. Man alive, it's some listen. It is some listen. I'm learning a lot about the Beatles, learning a lot about Sir George Martin. I'm learning a lot about Cilla Blanc, c'est le noir, c'est le noir, c'est fantastique, how you say, vocaliste pour la femme. I'm learning a lot about stuff that I thought I knew about, and I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time hanging out, listening to an audiobook. So what? What's your problem with that? Well, I'm a geek. Let me tell you something. Guys. Nothing geeky about listening to audiobooks. No. Nothing geeky about it at all. So before you start judging me, I'm judging you first, and I'm judging you worse. So you judge me. Yeah, fine. You point one finger at me. There's three fingers pointing back at me. And while that finger is pointing at me, I'm going to grab it and snap it off. Oh. And shove it up your a-hole. So don't judge me. Don't come over here judging me for listening to audiobooks. All right, screw you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to read books while I'm driving? Well, that would be safe, wouldn't it? I'm not an idiot. So, no, up yours. I listen to audiobooks if and when and with whom I choose. I choose to do it as a private event. So what? I could invite people round, but why should I? So don't give me that utter bollocks. I'm listening to audiobook. Get stuffed, you. Get off my lawn. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you'd like to give us a call. But quiet on the phone tonight, and that's disappointing. Very disappointed in all of you. Catherine, so we had a call. When did we get a call from Naveed? Was it Thursday? Friday. Was it Friday?
Yeah.
What day are we now? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Naveed is a blind guy, mid-30s, 36, 37? 38. Okay, thank you very much indeed. And he's called us a few times, and he tried to kill himself. He tried to hang himself. I dumped that when he said it. I don't know why I dumped it. It was just a nervous reaction. But he had tried to kill himself because he was struggling living with being blind and didn't see any purpose in life and didn't, and we hopefully we kind of talked him off the ledge, and we did say, look, don't kill what you do next week, but make a promise. The promise is don't kill yourself this weekend. Give us a call on Monday. He didn't give us a call on Monday.
No.
Have you spoken to him?
I spoke to him tonight before the show.
So he's alive. And here's the thing, right? I get all the glory for talking to people and kind of talking them off the ledge. That's kind of the thing that I think I can do quite well. But Catherine does all of the legwork. You do all of the legwork in that you having done this stuff for years, you know the people to contact who can help or who can point you in the direction of who to help, and you're good at, when people suggest stuff on Twitter, getting the ones that are actually useful and ignoring the ones that are well-intentioned but actually not particularly useful. And you're good at making stuff happen. And I know that night and over the weekend, you had a busy weekend. Yeah. Could you tell us what you did, please? I
got back on Friday night, and I made sure that I made a podcast of Naveed's call.
They're always really helpful because then it just makes it a nice little easy package.
You put them on Twitter, having already emailed them to the relevant bodies, but you can also say on Twitter that you want these bodies to listen to, this audio clip, because sometimes you will get someone who's manning Twitter, for the social media team rather than the press team who aren't there over weekend or whatever. So anyway, that happened. And then obviously as well, other people start to listen to it, they start to share it. It gives it a bit more power. Yeah. So we started doing that, and I sent various emails to quite a lot of kind of both local and
some of the bigger ones and some of the smaller ones, yeah.
Yeah, because in the first instance, what you want is what I wanted was for Naveed to realise he wasn't on his own, and that his situation, although terrible for him, is something that other people have come through, and that there are options. He has options, and his life can be opened up again. Because what he was explaining to us was that his mobility has been completely wiped out by this. He lost his sight 3 years ago, and he feels like the walls are coming in, and his mum is kind of he lives with his mum and his sister, and his mum has arthritis, and so she doesn't get out so much, and he can't really go out without having someone's elbow to lean on.
Muslim family, and I say that I wouldn't normally mention that, but it is relevant because we kind of mentioned a guide dog, and he said, well, actually, you can't have a guide dog if you're Muslim because you can't bring them into where you pray, and I pray in my house, and we kind of managed to poo-poo that quite quickly, but it is important saying he's a Muslim, and also because of who we're going to speak to in a second.
Yeah. Because over the weekend, I saw a tweet, it was to you actually, from Hassan, who's spoken to us in the past. Yes. And I know Hassan had been in a very, very similar situation, both in terms of his vision and also in terms of how he was feeling a few years ago. And he's on the phone now.
Let's speak now. Hassan, your story is slightly different in as much as, wasn't your blindness due to a curse that had been put on you?
Well, hi Ian, hi Kath. Well,
I'm teasing slightly. I know that was one of the things that you.
Buy it.
No, that was one of the things that you were told by your family. I'm mocking your horrendous situation. But you are a young blind Muslim.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want me to tell you how I lost my sight?
Yeah, go on. Let's have it.
Okay. Yeah, so I was born and bred in a village of 600 people, 200 to 600 people in Pakistan, just outside Multan. And one morning I woke up at the age of 3 in Ramadan. My parents, who were teenagers, both 18 years old, had discovered that I couldn't see out of one eye. They set the panic stations. I was rushed into hospital. Within 12 hours, I'd lost sight in both eyes. So my teenage parents had ended up with a son who was blind. And then quickly I was handed over to my grandparents to be looked after.
Wow.
But shortly after, I realised that, or my parents realised, and everyone else around me realised that there was no future for me. There was definitely no school for the blind anywhere near me. In fact, it would be probably an 8 hours drive. And so schooling would never be an option for me for the rest of my life. When I would sit and listen to adults talking about me. I was discussed openly, and I was explicitly told that I'd be an imam in a mosque if I got lucky. Worst case scenario, a beggar on the street. And that's reality because I've seen it since. 6 years later, my sister had a similar case, an attack. She had a migraine. She lost half of her sight. And that is when I found myself in England. So my first day at school, my first words of English was at the age of 10. And that is how I started my journey.
Hassan, can I ask you just it's like can you turn your bloody fan off, please?
Oh, the fan's not on. I think it's my dodgy headphones. But
I can hear it.
No.
Yeah,
Sounds like you're in a helicopter. Doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Is that okay now?
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect. There we go. Perfect. We fixed it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so your life was written off as a kid, but you have obviously turned it around. You are a very well-spoken, well-educated, bright, intelligent person who lives a full life. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had my challenges, as you know. I've been on air and I've spoken about them openly. It's just thanks to the schooling and the education in this country. I quickly realised, once I'd learned how to speak English, I realised the power of the language. I quickly fought with the council and said, look, I need to be in a boarding school. Even if I live 15 minutes away from the school, I need to be in a boarding school because I need to learn English. I need to catch up. I need to do GCSEs. It was all about me. I suddenly turned into this selfish person who wanted to make something of myself. I wanted to be other than a beggar.
Yeah.
And quickly, then at the age of 17, I discovered cricket and I went on to play for the England blind cricket team. But, Ian, I could sit here and tell you all these things about me. It doesn't make me special.
No.
There are other people out there, and not an iota, honestly.
And here's the thing, right? Please take this the right way. You're not special in as much as the point we really want to get across to Naveed and anyone else who's listening is that blind people can lead a full life. It doesn't have to be, a miserable existence confined to one room, totally dependent on your mum or your brother or something. Yeah. You can lead, and this is why I say you're not special because, in many ways you are, but you're not because you are living proof that blind people who have been written off can actually lead an enriched and fulfilling life.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you where it started, Ian. It started with cricket, but it also started with me picking up a white stick and saying, I am going to go out on the Northern Line to Highgate and meet with other people and play cricket. But it started with that inhibition. It was that I can't hold a cane because a girl won't talk to me. Then I suddenly realised, actually, it was more about my security. It was about my independence. And I then had someone come out to me, to my home, come and teach me mobility, and Catherine touched on that earlier, and that's basically someone teaching you a route from my home to the station. Doing that on my own was the best thing I'd ever done, because that's when I discovered independence. Of course, my parents weren't happy. Yeah. They wanted me to stay home because they thought that they would lose their 17-year-old son onto the train tracks or whatever.
Yeah. They want to protect. Can I ask you, I don't know if you have, I don't think you have a guide dog, but the Muslim guide dog thing, what's that all about? Is that a thing?
Yeah, No. So Mohammed Khatri, you spoke about him. He plays on the same team as I, England. He plays for the England blind cricket team. So I know Mohammed. He did well to be able to fight and to speak to the Islamic Council, to be able to take a guide dog into the mosque. Yes, there are views that you can't take it into a place where there are actual prayers, but as Catherine alluded to, you don't take it into the place of worship. You take it outside where you take your shoes off. And similarly, in your home, there will be rooms where you don't pray. You can get a guide dog into the home. Obviously, it comes down to personal preferences.
Yeah.
Mo's not here to speak for himself, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying there are people who don't talk to him and his family still because of it.
Yeah. Oh, God. And also, here's the thing about guide dogs. They're not easy to get. They can be tricky to get. There's a shortage of them, and then they don't work for everyone.
I spoke to Guide Dogs for the Blind over the weekend, and they don't just work with guide dogs. And they're aware of this problem. They're aware that, it can be a cultural barrier as much as an actual, because there are ways around it, but for some people, they just won't even countenance it. He talked to me about something called My Guide. Can you
My Guide.
Tell us more about that?
So My Guide, again, I'm not talking for guide dogs, but I think, as far as I understand it, My Guide is where they will set you up with a volunteer. I think it's once a week. They will come and see you, and they will take you to, say, if you say you wanted to go to the gym, so every week, once a week, they'll come out and they'll take you to the gym and then take you back home. That is showing you how to get to the gym, how to get your exercise in, and just be independent, away from your home, away from isolation. And I should add here, I work for London Vision, Pocklington Trust. You've had our partners, Birmingham Vision, in the past.
Yeah, they've been great.
We work with people like Naveed because we are living that journey, and we've been through that journey. And I have to add, I've spoken to a lot of people who have lived through what Naveed's been through, and I can never, ever say that I'm in Naveed's shoes, because we can't ever be in Naveed's shoes. What he's feeling is rubbish, it's rubbish. And it's
please, no, Hassan, please don't say shitty on my radio show. We will not allow. We don't allow language like shitty on this show. All right? No,
of course you don't. but the important thing is life is a battlefield, and we've got to survive. And the reason I reached out to Catherine is because there are opportunities out there. This is why we love this country. There are opportunities, but also, I don't know. We've got to live. I know we've got to live. We've got to survive.
Slightly frustrating thing is that I spoke to Naveed and we'd arranged that we were going to give him a call at 11 o'clock because I wanted you to talk to each other. And,
yeah, I'd love to.
And I'm finding that, and I'm hoping you're listening, Naveed. I'm finding that I'm not sure Naveed is in the space at the moment where he wants to take up opportunities. I think there are other things at work. You know, he's low mood. He was talking about feeling terribly depressed and stuff. And so I'll be honest, every suggestion I've given him so far has been met with, I've tried that, it doesn't work. But I'm hoping that he will see that maybe it didn't work out in the past, but we can make it work this time.
Also, I get that. As someone who suffers with depression, when someone else gives you opportunities and options and solutions, your mind goes, "That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work." It's not ungrateful of Naveed.
I don't think so.
It's just where his head is at the moment. But what I was saying to Catherine, Hassan, I'm sure you agree, is we can't force him to do anything. We can present him with these opportunities, we can present him with these contacts, and we can present him with the opportunity to talk to you. But if he's not ready to engage with you, and if he's not ready to engage with the people, there's nothing we can't do. There's nothing we can do, and that's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. That's his choice for the moment.
Absolutely, and that's why I was really so fearful of coming on and just saying what I had to, but I thought I should, because there will be people who it helps. I went to visit a 15-year-old who just lost his sight, and initially he just said, "I don't want to see you. I don't believe blind people can do anything.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that you're pretending to be blind." But by the end of 3 hours with him and his family, he'd changed his views. He was using his iPhone with the voice and wanted to use his white stick. But you've got to want to do it, and it will come eventually. I just hope, but I just want to let him know that I personally am here. I'd love to talk to him. There are cricket teams out in the country that would love to take him on. There are opportunities out there, but it's when he wants.
Yeah.
But please don't do anything, because we're meant to survive, and we will survive.
And that's the thing, man. Naveed, he did come very close to killing himself last week. I don't want us to lose another, brother or sister. I don't want us to lose anybody through that when there are options. So, Naveed, I'm kind of guessing you're listening, Naveed. Mm-hmm. You haven't got callers tonight. You haven't got callers this week. Call us whenever you're ready. But Catherine has a list of names and numbers of people who want to help you, and if you want to talk to Hassan, you can. And if you don't want to, if you find that us getting in touch with Hassan, no, he might find that a bit intimidating and a bit too forthright. That's fine as well, man. Hassan's a cool guy, and if he won't be offended.
Also, I get that. If you're in a certain headspace, hope can be frightening, because you don't want to put yourself out there again, because you feel like you've been knocked back so many times. It's almost safer to not go for it.
I've been there. I sometimes wake up in the morning, it's like treading on glass, having to get out of your home and get on the tube. It's the most frightening thing. And I sit there when people talk about me and say that I was rejected by a family, a girl I was in love with in 2013 because of my blindness. I've had it all, but I just got to go back, because I remember Naveed from a call he made in January to you guys, and I hope I can allude to it. He'd mentioned about getting married.
Yeah.
And you
talked to me about that too.
Yeah. You guys finding him a partner. That's a pressure that's built on our shoulders from the age of 15, 16. As an Asian.
As an Asian, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I can say that as a Pakistani Muslim.
Yeah.
I've had that thrown at me from the age of 15. I'm now 32, still not married. It has left me depressed to a point where I've tried to end my life in the past. It's a pressure, but it will happen when it happens, and if it doesn't, it's fine, it's okay.
Hassan, you're a good man. I'm glad everything's going all right. I don't get your obsession with cricket. I've got no idea what that's about. That just seems nuts to me. But listen, I really appreciate your time and appreciate you sharing your story. And who knows? Maybe you will end up talking to Naveed. Maybe you won't. But I'm sure what you said tonight has helped someone. So thanks a lot for your time, man.
Thank you. And Ian, listen, can I just say something?
Yeah, of course you can.
Just one more thing. I know both of you are not here to, you don't like compliments, but again, the way you deal with people, especially and me in the past as well, especially January, but the way you've dealt with Naveed and Nigel and Chris in the past is just phenomenal. Every night at 9 p.m. when I feel low, I listen to the podcast. So thank you, guys.
Hassan, can I listen? You're right. We don't take compliments well. So can I be mean and can I just cut you off? Would that be cool?
You go.
There we go. Okay, fine. Thanks very much indeed. He's a nice guy. Well done for getting... He reached out to us, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well done for getting back in touch with him. That was... he's a cool guy. Naveed, if you're listening, it's fine. Take it. Take it. We're fine. We don't mind putting in a little bit of effort. Catherine doesn't mind putting it. It's all cool. You take it. That's cool. You don't take it. That's fine, man. It's your choice. Totally.
We're in your corner whenever you're ready.
We're not going to throw... send people around your house... Whatever you want to do, all right? Just as long as it's not killing yourself. That's the thing I'm particularly concerned about. There is an option other than that. Right, onwards and upwards, dear listener. Oh, the switchboard is empty, so why don't you give us a call? 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Closing time conversation for tax inspectors, taxi drivers, and taxidermists. Great big talk for the wee small hours.
You've been trolling me big time, mate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Here we go, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. I have to say thank you, Catherine, for putting together that Frank Sidebottom thing I did. I can't listen to myself. I had a bit of it in the car last night. We finished the show with me, the audio of me going to the Frank Sidebottom exhibition at the Manchester Central Library, which is free and is on, I think, until end of April, maybe even May. I think it's beginning of May. And so we put it on and we left. We went home and I listened to a little bit of it in the car and then I went to the audio book, all right? Please don't mock me for listening to an audio, but I can't read and drive. But I don't like listening to me. But the bits I heard sounded great. And that, again, I did the easy thing. I just go and talk to people with a tape recorder. I give Kath the tapes. The tapes? Jeez. She has to convert that to a digital file and then edit them and put them together and make, polish them. So thank you. Apparently it sounded really good. A lot of nice comments. I'm
just glad it wasn't bobbins.
A lot of nice comments. If you enjoyed that, we put out earlier this evening, Ian, Catherine put out earlier this evening, a version of that that's 20 minutes longer. So if you're a big fan of Frank, if you're excited about the Being Frank, the Chris CV documentary that's coming out this Friday... there's a 20-minute longer version of me going around the exhibition and talking to director Steve Sullivan and Frank's friend and roadie Dave Arnold and the young woman who worked in the library whose name...
Letitia?
No, it was like Lani or something. I'm so sorry. She was such a nice woman. And I'm really, really sorry. And I kept forgetting her name on the day because I'm terrible with names. Anyway, she is responsible for the exhibition and she's really funny and very clever. And she opened up Manchester Central Library for me on a Sunday. It was closed. We had the run of it to ourselves. It was incredible. And anyway, it's up on Acast. It's up on iTunes, your usual podcast providers. We've had two really, really strong podcasts this week. The Frank Sidebottom exhibition in Manchester Central Library, which now runs at about 50 minutes long, and the interview with CJ from Eggheads. The last two sort of special guest podcasts. Probably two of the best podcasts we've ever done for completely different reasons. Completely different. And I think this is what... Here's the thing, right? Screw that. I'm so proud of this show. When it works, this show is unlike any other show. When it doesn't work, it's a turkey. That's fine. But when it works, it's unlike any other show, which is why I'm so glad that Talk Radio lets us do this nonsense. My job is to make my best mate laugh for 3 hours a night. That's my job. If I can get a laugh out of her an hour, I'm winning and I'm earning my money. If I can make her fall off her chair, which happens maybe about once a week, then I deserve a little bonus. And we do this nonsense and surreal stuff and heavy stuff, and, you know, we can help people like Naveed and Chris before Christmas, and we can do 20 minutes on farting. And I'm so proud of this show. And it is really exemplified how far this show can go in those two podcasts. The Frank Sidebottom, which is just, you know, kind of a thing that I wasn't sure anyone would be interested in, me going off to kind of raise an invisible imaginary glass to a friend of mine who passed, and someone who kept me entertained when I was 15 years old, and first concert and all of that. And 24 hours before that, you're getting an interview with a guy you thought was a bit weird on TV, and you thought he'd murdered someone, and we got the truth. So that's the first two podcasts of this week, Boyley.
Yeah.
We should be proud of ourselves. We should be proud of ourselves. Well, then the third one's me talking about my mum going missing. Yeah. You know, and as well as those, there's best of, you know, it's the dumb stuff as well. So as well as me going to see Frank at the exhibition, there's a 30-minute best of the dumb stuff from that show. As well as CJ, there's 30 minutes best of the silly stuff. So if you don't like the guests, you can go, you don't like the special features, you can go and listen to us arguing with Alan Caddick and all of that. It's all out there. I'm proud of this show, man. God damn it. And I will fight anyone to the death who... You have to take this microphone out of my cold, dead hand. Oh, so I've got a thing. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to bring it in tomorrow. So I've got I bought a mixing desk, right? I bought a mixing desk. Don't ask. But here's the thing. I reckon if I bring it in, set it up here, unplug this microphone, plug it into the mixing desk, plug the mixing desk out back into here, right? I got control of the microphone, yeah? Yes, mate. Reverb.
Oh.
Reverb. So tomorrow's show could be coming from a cave. Reverb! That would work, wouldn't it? Microphone into the thing, out and there. Microphone into the thing, out and there. That'll work. Microphone, cable out of the microphone, into my mixing desk, so it's passing through my mixing desk. Reverb on, out through the mixing desk, into that cable, through your thing. That would work. Well, do you know what? We're going to try it, and we're going to find out tomorrow. Let's go to Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Ian, how's it going?
I'm going to have reverb on the show tomorrow. I'm going to use it until it gets on everybody's nerves.
You need to.
I need to.
I thought I'd call you because I'm actually in Stratford.
Prove it.
Okay. I can't. So basically, I'm away on business. I'm staying in a little hotel on my own.
Yeah.
And I listen to your show all the time, and I can never call you when I'm at home
because your wife doesn't know you're seeing another radio show.
Well, she just thinks
your wife. Your wife is.
She's actually come to see you and Kath when we went to the fight night. So don't be rude.
No, I was going to say I'm not being rude. Your wife is Lauren Laverne.
Woman.
Your wife is Lauren Laverne, and she doesn't want. She would hate it to know that you were listening to another radio show behind her back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm sitting in my hotel room, and I've been listening to the show.
Now, let's judge, because I've stayed in hotel rooms up and down the country, cheap ones, posh ones, middle of it. Now, let's judge the quality. There's no comment, there's no judgment on you, Paul, but the quality of your hotel room, okay? I'm going to ask you a question.
Right.
If you wanted chocolate right now...
Yes.
Would you open a tiny fridge in your room, or would you go down two floors to the vending machine?
No, I have an upgrade. I have chocolate in the room.
Yes, man! This guy's living the dream!
Yeah.
The worst thing, Paul, is when you get into a hotel room about 11:30 at night, and you think, I'm starving, but I don't want rooms. It's got to be a little... And there's no minibar, and you realise there's a chocolate machine on the ground floor, and you've got to go and do that, and you're just putting all your change in and getting 2 packets of Doritos, a packet of Rolos, and a Mars bar, and that's your dinner. But you've got it all in the room. This is wonderful.
Well, yeah, but the weird thing is, so my boss has clearly upgraded me, and I've got... I won't say the name of the brand. I'm not allowed to, I guess.
Well, you can. Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm basically... I've got a... I think they call it a super duper room.
A super... Hang on a minute. No hotel brands their room as a super duper room. That's not a thing, is it?
I got from my boss said, I've given you a super duper upgrade. Hang on, I've just got the email here.
That can't be an official title.
No, it's called Superroom. It's called Superroom.
Superroom's still pretty silly. So he doesn't like you enough to give you a super duper, but you have got a super.
Yeah, I've got a Superroom, but let me tell you what I got in the Superroom.
Yeah,
so
go
I've got my 2 Kit Kats, which I've already had both of them. I've got my little Galaxies.
Now, are they free, or are you paying for those?
No, I went and checked because I wasn't, I said, look, do I have to pay for that? She said, no, it's all covered. I also got
Before I start on these.
Wow, this is luxury. You've not got a little tiny tub of Pringles for £5, have you?
There's no Pringles, no. But there is, right, they've got Lavazza coffee, which is the best.
Mate.
But
What the hell are you doing ringing us? You should be living the dream.
It's decaffeinated.
No!
It's decaffeinated. All of them are decaffeinated.
This is outrageous, Paul. You want to kick off. That's not a super room. That's a shitty room.
We've got Nescafe, and then this is all
You're listening to Talk Radio, where a man is reading us the coffees he's got in his hotel room.
And then we've got the funny little thing. But no, I just thought I'd ring you because I listen to you all the time. I can never call you at home. And,
you don't know my home number, that's why.
No. No,
that's quite funny.
And I never got to meet you at the fight night thing.
Oh, did you shoot off early, or you just you drunk?
Because we come from Guildford, so we did.
You had to get back.
But it was, I tell you what, that thing was a fantastic night, and as a result of that, I bought the DVD. They're doing their RoboCop document. It's just
those guys, it was Gary, wasn't it? Gary. Those guys are great. And when I was struggling a little bit recently, Gary Smart, and Gary sent me a little care package of DVD action figures and books, and I thought, and he said, I just heard you weren't feeling great. This will cheer you up. What a nice guy. Do you know what? Here's the thing as well, Paul. He didn't want any money for that. We offered him money. He came all the way from Birmingham. We offered him a couple of £100. He said, oh, no, I'll just come down and do it.
Wouldn't even let us pay for his taxi.
Wouldn't let us pay for the taxi or the train or anything. Just wanted to come and do it for the sheer thrill of talking about one of his favourite movies, So it was good that night. We're thinking maybe the next film is going to be My Cousin Vinny.
Oh.
It's a classic. Yeah. So I need to look in some dates for that. Well, thank you for coming and supporting our silly little evenings, Paul, and thank you for listening, and thank you for calling, and I hope you enjoy your chocolate in your it's just a super room.
Super room. Yeah, thanks to both of you.
Thank you, Paul. Have a good night, mate. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. And that's how bored one can be in a hotel room around the country. You think, I've decided I'll phone those idiots. So boring. Do you still get excited at the thought of... We'll come to you in a second, Nick. Do you still get excited at the thought of going to a hotel?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gone for me. I've stayed in some of the finest hotels in the world, and I remember the first hotel I stayed in for work was the 11 o'clock show, and they took me to Brussels to do some Vox Pops in Brussels, and I got really ill, right? Got migraine. I'll tell you why I got a migraine. 2 reasons. 1, it's freezing cold, so I put those... those heated packs, I put them in my shoes and they heated my body up. 2, I didn't realise at the time, but I was heavily addicted to weed. And I hadn't smoked weed for 2 days, and I had a migraine, got rushed to hospital, they sent me home. So we went again a couple of weeks later, TV money. And they let me take Tessa, my girlfriend at the time, and they because they wanted me to, they were like really pamper me, so I wouldn't freak out. They paid for my girlfriend to go. And they put us in this hotel room, right? And we went in there and we just burst out laughing. It was so big, we just ran around it. We ran around it because we couldn't believe it. It was the biggest room I've ever seen in my life, just running around it. And after that, and after staying in the poshest hotel in Israel, nothing. It means nothing. Hotels mean nothing to me now.
I don't care what the hotel room looks like. I just like the fact that if I'm there on my own, I can sleep for as long as I want without anyone coming in and bouncing on my head at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Because frankly, that's what happens at home.
I got to be honest, when I went to New York, and I toyed with the ideas of having the boys in an adjoining room. In the end, we ended up staying in the same room. We had 3 beds in the same room. It was a laugh, man. It was a wicked laugh. A lot of farting, a lot of
you astound me.
A lot of them trying to build bridges between the beds and walk across it and just falling and injuring. It was funny. It was sort of like hanging out with the lads, which is something I haven't done for a bit. Hanging out with the lads, but the lads also happen to be the 2 people I love the most in the world.
And they never sobered up.
No, they never sobered up. Relentless. I don't know where I'm going to a log cabin with them next week. I don't know where to take them for the summer holidays. I need to have a little thing. And I said to them, look, because we were talking about Japan, and Japan it's like 1,600 quid a seat on the flight, and and that's before the hotel. It's just too much. So I said, look, we can't go to Japan. Where do you want to go? They said Australia. I said, well, that's too far. That's a day to travel, and it's too far. So then my youngest went, he sort of looked down, he thought, and then he looked up and went, Hollywood. So Hollywood is an option. Hollywood is an option. I don't really like LA and all of that, but Hollywood is
Isn't it a bit of a dump?
We don't go to Hollywood. You go to like LA. You find somewhere around, around there, or California or something. California might be nice, but it's probably close. Anyway. Listen to me, my privileged lifestyle. Nick, you'll be up next. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
They could be dreaming and meeting each other in their dreams.
On Talk Radio.
0344. Sorry? You look surprised then. What's wrong with you tonight?
No.
Okay, all right, she's speaking in her mother tongue. All right, there's something going on. Let's go to Nick. Good evening, Nick.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Catherine. How are you?
Very, very well, Nick, and slightly intrigued by what you might be bringing to the show this evening.
Well, I'd like to give a bit of advice to Naveed, really.
Okay, away you go.
Every councils are different. I'm not sure, but where I live I come under the Caerphilly Council.
Yes. Well, it's just you have to just say that again, but say it carefully. Say it carefully.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Carefully.
Caerphilly Council.
Doing a joke. Yep. Okay.
And they got something called the Community Support Officer.
Oh yeah.
They come round and help you do some cooking, help you with your mobility skills, take you out places if you need to. And, because I've been blind for my entire life, really, so I wouldn't have been able to cope without them, really. I'm not sure if Naveed Council has anything like that.
Well, I think he's in touch with... Catherine has spoken to the council, haven't you, Catherine?
Yeah, they're in touch with him. And also, he knows about... There's this thing tomorrow in Huddersfield, which is kind of a whole... not what would you call it? Not a conference, but like a gathering of all these different organisations who are there to talk about ways to make you, more engaged with the surrounding world, when you can't see so well. And he knows about that, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem very keen to get out and do anything at the moment, but that might change. I'm just hoping, Nick, that by saying that these people are interested and that we're interested and that we've got phone numbers and stuff, and that people are available and willing to help, maybe at some point he'll feel like he wants to engage, but, you can't force someone to pick up the phone. No.
Nick, do you ever come close to chucking it all in, ending it all?
Oh, a few times.
Yeah, I bet.
I've been out in the street and people have, because of my side, people have made fun of me and stuff. I have felt like, giving it all up.
They made fun of you for what? Because you're out and about and you're blind?
Yeah, they see me with a white stick and they make fun of it, and because of my eyes, they go, "Oh, you're cock-eyed," and stuff like that, really.
On behalf of humanity, Nick, I'm sorry. That's lousy.
Yeah.
But you always manage to turn it around somehow, and you're still here. You're still here.
I am, yes.
Wicked. All right, well, listen, Nick, you're a good man. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us, and hopefully Naveed is listening and might give him something to think about. Thanks a lot for your time, Nick. Thank you, mate.
Good work.
Cheers, fella. Thank you. Bye-bye. We get the nicest callers. Okay. We also get the worst callers in some instances. You can't deny it. It's a fact. We get the nicest and we get the worst.
Yeah.
We don't get average callers.
No, we get...
That's one thing.
We get either end of the spectrum. I think some people listen to this show and because we're not filled with hate, they think that we must be lacking of it, and they decide to give us a good old run-up and a kick in the nuts now and again, but they don't realise that we're wearing cricket boxes. That's my excuse anyway. What are you doing with your body there?
I'm stretching, but then I realised that's quite a good dance.
Well...
Quite a good dance.
It's a choice.
Thank you. Here's the thing. So I got home I stayed in my boy's house last night so I could take them to school, and then I had to pick them up from school. But then I went home so I could feed the cats, they'd fed themselves. They'd worked out how to get into the cat food cupboard and had eaten. So you know the big sacks of cat biscuits. They've just eaten a load of plastic, so they're probably going to die. Clever. And then just eating their way through and just chomping biscuits through the bag.
Are you sure they're cats and not pigs?
They're little shits. But then it's about 5:45. I thought, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go on PlayStation, stream to my Twitch fans, twitch.tv/Iain Lee. I'm back. If you want to subscribe, you've got Amazon Prime, it's free. And then I noticed that your PlayStation, because we're PlayStation friends, your PlayStation was on.
Yeah, because my daughter was downloading Fortnite.
She was playing. She wasn't downloading it when I was on. She was playing Fortnite. I should apologise now. I did send a vulgar message because I thought it was you. And
did you?
Yeah, I did. I sent something obscene, actually. Obscene. I mean, probably not for the ears of a 43-year-old woman like yourself.
I'm not 43.
Let alone a
10-year-old
girl. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very sorry about that. Just tell her I got hacked. But she was playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And
did you hear what I said to her when I phoned? Because I phone them up every night to say goodnight to them because I'm a terrible mother and I'm not there. So I normally FaceTime them. And
you're a great mother. You're showing them what strong, independent women can achieve in life.
Yeah, not being in.
Correct.
So I rang her up to see how she got on with Fortnite, and she said she nearly got a win.
Yeah.
And I said, "What do you mean by that? What you got a kill?" She said, "No, I hid so well that I was nearly the last one standing."
That's what. But then you sound surprised. That's one of the techniques in the game. Fortnite is not about how many kills you get. It's about surviving. It's a survival game. These battle royale games are survival.
She said she got into someone else's base, and because they were a newbie, they couldn't work out how to kill her. So she managed to find a place within their base to hide.
Wow.
She stayed there for the entire game.
She camped. In the old days, camping would be... 10 years ago, camping was verboten. But nowadays, it's fine. It's fine.
I thought she'd be bored by it.
The kids love it. No, because here's my theory on why kids love it so much. Is it emits like a frequency that controls that controls kids' brains.
Mm-hmm. So what? By tomorrow, she will not want to be leaving the house and she'll be pooing her pants playing it. Is that right? Is that how it goes? I've read the mail.
Here we go. Gamers arrested after Indian state bans Momo and psychopath maker PUBG. So PUBG is what Fortnite was ripped off from. A moral panic has spread across the country, India, as an explosion in smartphones and internet access. Well, they Samsung Galaxies.
Oh.
Yeah? Oh. Explosion, because all of their Samsung's products explode.
Well, no, I think there was one occasion and they've managed to iron that out now, haven't they?
Okay, explosion. Well, this is a terrible... Listen to this line. A moral panic has spread across the country as an explosion in smartphones and internet access has caused the number of gamers to explode.
That's bad writing.
Indian cops have been rounding up students and arresting them for playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Because India hasn't got, like, proper crime going on.
Excuse me, Mem Saab, can you not go over as the white saviour and tell the brown man and woman what to do?
Just saying.
Yeah, OK. Well, do you know what? We screwed up their country first time. Let's let them sort this out themselves. OK, bye, Sahab. Thank you. Indian cops have been rounding up students and arresting them. By Sahab, I think means like servants, so that's probably not appropriate. Arresting them for playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, a forerunner to Fortnite and a hugely successful Battle Royale game. Have you seen the Japanese film Battle Royale?
No, but you've told me about it.
Have you seen it, Sam? I don't know if I've still got it on DVD. It's classic. It's Takeshi Kitano. I don't know if he directed it. He's certainly in it. So it's set in the near future, right? And there are too many people, population explosion, and behaviour in kids is at an all-time low. So they have this, every year they have a battle royale. And what it means is, I think it's like the naughtiest class in Japan gets dropped at an island, right? Gets dropped on an island in different places, and there are weapons hidden on the island, like the games. And it's last child standing survives. And they've got to go, and they get like, some of them get like machine guns, some of them get bombs. One of them gets like a saucepan. Oh, it's such a good... It's grim. I'm having Battle Royale this weekend, Saturday night.
That reminds me, you know my kids are into watching YouTubers who talk about playing video games.
Oh, Dan DTM. We're all watching Dan DTM, and we're watching the Pals. Yes.
No, my daughters have found like loads of female gamers. They tend to watch female gamers.
Okay. Oh, is that good? Good. That's good.
But she was. My youngest was talking about one game she really wanted to play, and I went, "That sounds awful."
Yeah.
Japanese schoolgirl.
Yeah.
It's a massacre, basically. It's a school massacre.
Yeah.
So the central character doesn't like the fact that another girl is talking to her boyfriend, so she goes to the school and kills them all, and that's the game. Have you heard of this game? You know, Sam knows what that game is. It's a game that the kids want to play.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. It does sound awful, but part of me is thinking that sounds fun. I get it. It feels kind of quite tasteless, but then a lot of the best games are running around with machine guns shooting people.
No, it's more like the whole bros before hoes thing in reverse. You know, she shouldn't be getting angry with the woman.
We found a great game. We found it. Me and my youngest found a great game today. Crowd City. If you play Crowd City, download it on your phone, man. It's wicked. So you've got like 10 little men and they're running around a city and there are other people playing it. And if you've got more people in your team, more little men you're controlling, then you can take it. So if you've got 10 and there's a team that have got 8, you touch them and they become yours. So then you've got 18. And then there's a team that's got 12 and you've got 18. You touch them and you become 30. But then there's a team that's got 40. So you've got to run away. It's great, man. Dan DTM was playing it. And then I was playing it. It was a great game. Anyway. The first hour was great, the second hour not so good, that's fine. Newspapers have decried the craze, calling the game an epidemic and accusing it of turning children into psychopaths. The game has been blamed for, among other things, nearly killing a student who drank acid after mistaking it for water while playing. So he was there playing it and he had 2 bottles next to him, I guess.
I don't think that's the game's fault, is it?
No. The deaths of 2 people struck by a high-speed train after allegedly playing it near railway lines. Serious nerve damage to a child who reportedly played the game for 45 days straight. I can understand that. A year later, I've still got nerve damage in my hand and my arm, thank you. And seeing a fitness trainer admitted to hospital after self-harming caused by losing his mental balance as a result of playing the game. The Times of India reports that India's National Commission for Protection of Child Rights have advised a nationwide ban on the game. Gaming in India is increasingly... Jesus, listen to this sentence. Gaming in India is increasingly massively...
Oh, dear.
Thanks to the explosion in smartphone ownership. They must all be Samsung Galaxies because all of their products blow up.
No, they don't. I mean, God, do you want Samsung after us as well?
Well, if they give me a free one.
They won't. They'll be giving you a free...
I don't want one. It'll blow up.
Oh. They're going to sue us.
What for? Telling the truth? Oh, mainstream media. They can't silence
said
me.
all their products blow up. They do not all blow up.
Name one that hasn't.
The ones that didn't.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, I partially retract my statement, Samsung. And if you'd like to send me free products... and a fire extinguisher. What? Come on.
Be nice.
My Huawei is actually... when I was on the phone the other day, I heard a Chinese voice. So I think I'm being inspired by Mr. Huawei.
Well, they deserve everything they witness, frankly, if they can spy on you.
Online games have exploded this year. What were they being played on? That's the question you've got to ask.
Hey.
After a price war suddenly made smartphones and mobile data affordable to huge swathes of the population. This has caused a widespread moral panic, with local police stepping in. Police... Well, this is nuts! Police in Rajkot, Gujarat, were among the first to act, with cops in the city banning both PUBG and the fictional Momo Challenge. Well, that isn't even a thing. So the police in Gujarat have banned something that isn't even real. I was going to ban having sex with Casper the Friendly Ghost, because you ain't gonna. He's too young. It's come to our notice from various media, you can't get any purchase, that PUBG game, Momo Challenge... It's come to our notice that from various media that PUBG game, Momo Challenge, is leading to a violent attitude among youth, police said. Can I do the accent for this?
No.
I was just checking. The game is also having an impact on studies, as well as
no, stop
behaviour. I was doing German. conduct and language of children and youth. Keeping in mind public safety, security and to maintain law and order, I hereby impose a ban on playing PUBG Game Momo Challenge. Me thinks this guy don't understand what he talking
He's
about.
not down with the kids, is he?
Within days, students have been arrested and had their phones confiscated by authorities.
God.
What a crock. Quiet on the phones tonight, but do you know what? Sometimes I quite like that. I'm enjoying the silence. But you're welcome to call in about anything you want. We'll have a little recap when we get back and we'll throw a few more new things into the mix. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Free for most of you. You'll speak to Sam. He'll take your name and number and give you a call straight back. 0344 499 1000. The Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Hello? There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road is where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home.
Bored of that now. 034, let's get on my nerves. 0344 499 1000, the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. What's your name, lady?
Catherine.
That's right, and I've seen the documents, it's true. James, stay there. We'll come to you in a second. I'm very confused by the Jussie Smollett thing. First of all, I'm confused as to what kind of name is Jussie. I want to call him Jesse, but his name isn't Jesse. It's Jussie.
I wonder if it's short for Justin.
No, I think it's Jussie.
Okay.
Like, remember it was, isn't it? Yeah, it's like Jussie's Giants.
No, that was Jussie.
Yeah, Jussie's Giants. The football. I think he's the lad from the football show, Jussie's Giants. I can't work out what the hell is going on. So this is the guy that was racially. He was attacked, and it was a racist, homophobic attack. He alleged.
Said they tried to lynch him.
Tried to lynch him. I think they might have poured petrol on him. Anyway. This is Trump's America now, is the kind of the vibe.
Yeah, MAGA country.
And then it came out that maybe it wasn't a genuine attack, and the story that was going around was that he had staged it. He'd paid two actors by cheque to do it, and he was facing, you were saying something like 40-odd years.
48 years.
Years in prison. And then today he's sort of, they've dropped the charges, and the judge, have I got this right? It's funny, if you read it on the Mail website, it's all very, you still think he's guilty. It's all quite arch. If you read it on a different website, it's like, well, he's clear. Mm-hmm. And the judge has cleared his name.
Sealed it, apparently.
Sealed it.
Sealed the case, right?
What does that mean?
Well, apparently the prosecution have dropped all charges because their office prioritises violent crime, and Smollett's offences didn't fall into that category.
Jamie get.
So
unless he's innocent.
But they said we did not exonerate him. He's going on as if he never did it, and this is him being proven innocent.
Well, if charges are dropped, you're innocent. It doesn't mean you didn't do it, but it means in the eyes of the law you're innocent. Charges are dropped. Hey, you're the guy that did that thing. Well, no, because first of all, it never went to court. I was never found guilty in court, and they actually dropped the charges, so I'm innocent. That's what it means.
So Joe McGatz,
in the eyes of the law, maybe not in the eyes of God.
Joe McGatz, the assistant state attorney, told the New York Times, "Public safety is our number one priority. I don't see Jussie Smollett as a threat to public safety." And there's all kinds of weird stuff going on, including Smollett's family's interactions with the state attorney Kim Fox, who is Maggot's boss, who had to recuse herself from the case.
Don't know what recuse means.
Step back, yeah, because it emerged she'd been exchanging text messages with a member of his family about it.
There's something fishy about this, or maybe there isn't. Maybe the guy is innocent. Maybe the guy is innocent. I just don't know, but it's certainly... It's a little bit...
16 felony counts of lying to the police dropped, right? And we were talking about it during the break. 48 years does sound like a lot for what appears to be just a really stupid thing to do. But in America, your prison term would not run concurrently. So here you get a certain amount of time and it would have everything included.
Yeah. I remember watching the film Stir Crazy. Gene...
Wilder.
Thank you. I want to say Vincent, but I knew it wasn't. And Richard Pryor. And I remember as a kid laughing hysterically because they get sentenced to 120 years each. I remember thinking, that's funny! 120 years! And then when you get older and you realise that people actually are sentenced to 120 years in America, that wasn't one of the gags in the film.
Because you'd serve the time for every single charge one at a time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I want to see Stir Crazy again. I remember loving that. I remember it not being appropriate for kids. A lot of, the only scene I remember is the scene where they go into the prison, right, for the first day, and Richard Pryor, one of them says to the other one, here's what you got to do. The second you get in the prison, you got to assert yourself immediately. So I guess it's Gene Wilder is like, one of them was then walking up to the toughest guys in the prison doing a swagger and doing, I'm going to kick your ass. That's the only scene I can remember. They're probably a lot swearier than that. But it certainly wasn't appropriate for 8-year-old kids, which is how old I was when I watched it.
You watched a lot of stuff like that, though, that wasn't particularly age-sensitive.
I'll tell you why. Because we had a stolen Betamax video recorder in our house, one of the first families to have stolen property in our house, to have a video recorder in our house. And there were only about 8... First of all, there were only about 8 films on video. And to make it worse, we had Betamax. So there are only about 4 films on video. So the number of times I've watched Stir Crazy, Heaven Can Wait...
Oh, yeah.
And That Darn Cat... So many times. Oh, and The Gods Must Be Crazy. I've seen those films so many times because those were the only Betamax videos in Slough. The Gods Must Be Crazy is awful. That Darn Cat is a bloody crappy Disney film about a cat. And Heaven Can Wait is good. I enjoyed that.
I watched Heaven Can Wait as a kid. We didn't have a Nick's Betamax.
Scratched myself so hard I'm bleeding.
Oh, no. You have to have a tetanus against yourself, though, will you?
You might do, because I know where this hand's been.
Oh,
Go on.
I was going to say, we had... Video recorders were dead expensive, weren't they? But
this one wasn't.
Well, no, yours wasn't. As evidence... but they were built to last, as evidenced by the fact I still had my dad's first ever video recorder, top-loader video recorder, really chunky thing, that cost hundreds. I still had it when I was about in my first flat. So, yeah, I was like 25, 26.
Ours we got probably about 1981, so very early. It was a portable... And what that
would have a handle.
Well, what that meant was it came in 2 massive sections, like 2 suitcases on top of each other, and the bottom suitcase was like the tuner to tune the channels in.
Yes, tracking.
And the top suitcase was the tape, where the tape went in. But you could take the top suitcase off and wear it as a strap and connect a video camera. We never had a video camera, but you could connect it, but it weighed... like half a ton.
Yeah.
And we had to keep it behind the sofa in case only certain people could know about it because it was stolen. Those are the circles my dad moved in. And then I remember the first one breaking down, And my mum he had paid money for it. I think he had paid a couple of £100 for it, but it was probably worth about £1,000.
Yeah.
And I remember the first one breaking down. I remember us driving to London, and my dad parking up in a street. I'm like 8, 9 years old, and him getting it out the boot and saying, "Right, I'll be back in 20 minutes." And he walked off round the corner and was gone. And then he came back with another one, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there, but something happened there.
Wow.
Let's go to James. Good evening, James.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very well, James. Lots of new callers tonight, which is what we like. What can we do for you?
Yeah, you're growing, mate. Yeah, that's good.
Growing.
I just wanted to talk about how the media is always bashing gamers all the time with negative press, yet they never seem to report on all the positive
Go
things.
on, do it. Let's do it now. Let's make a difference. Let's report on.
Right,
we
well,
talk
you're
about gaming a lot on here,
man.
but go on. Yeah.
So, if have you heard of sort of Summer Games Done Quick? Those sort of charity events they run on Twitch.
No, I haven't. Go on. I'm a Twitch superstar, but tell me about this. I don't know about this yet.
Well, it's one of the biggest streams. I think they do it twice a year. I think it's Summer Games Done Quick and Autumn Games Done Quick. It's sort of basically just a bunch of people playing the older games, sort of, your original Marios and that sort of stuff, and just destroying the games, doing them as fast as they can within, beating these games. It took me as a kid, 30 hours.
Yeah, but they do.
Minutes.
I'm a big fan of the speed runs. You know what speed run is, Kath?
Yeah.
It's where someone sits down with a game and does a speed run and just goes to complete it without any stopping. Just goes fast.
Not collecting points in that.
No, well, they collect points, but they just do it. They know the game inside out, so they can just do it straight away.
Wow.
Go on, James.
Yeah, so like those sort of streaming events that they do on Twitch, those things, I think the last one raised about $5 million or something, and they just donate it all to charity, and yet you don't hear that on the media at all.
No, you don't.
You never hear all the good stuff that,
listen, I think saying never is stretching it perhaps a little bit. You hardly ever. On niche...
Rarely.
Yeah, rarely. on niche programmes you will. On specialist, like gadgets and electronic programmes, you might. I'm thinking of Click, the BBC,
True.
The little thing. They do. But you're right, because the Daily Mail wants to terrify everybody that Fortnite makes you crap your pants and turns you into a brainless zombie. Mm-hmm. The Mirror wants you to think that, well, it's not even Grand Theft Auto anymore. It's all Fortnite. And here's the thing, right? The reason Fortnite is so addictive... because it's a really, really good game. That's it. It's a really, really good game. And my kids play it.
I'd call it a good game.
Well, no. But it is a good game, though, because you can pick it up, you can instantly play it. It's got that whole "I'll just have one more go" thing. It's colourful. It looks stylish, and you might not like it. But it's a good game.
I was going to say, my daughter started playing it this afternoon. She'd been dying to have a go on that. And the second game, she was so excited, telling me that she nearly won it. That kid is in. It's like, that's the second thing. She's engaged with it already. It's got a buzz around it. It's what they're talking about in the playground. For us, it was like flipping Pokemon cards and garbage pail stickers and stuff. Things have moved on.
But so they want you to make you think that Fortnite rots your brain and all of that, and that's not. It's down to parenting. It's down to attitudes. My boys are 10 and my boys are 9 and 7, and they play it. And when I think they've had enough, or when I want them to read a book, or when I want them to go in the garden, I say, right, guys, you got one more game each. Then we're switching that off. Bishy bashy boshy. It's off. It's done.
I don't think games are particularly more violent than movies anyway, to be honest with you. I've seen some pretty nasty movies.
Yeah.
That have probably affected me more than computer games.
I would agree.
I never blame the movie industry.
Well, they don't so much now. They did back in the day. I would agree, except the point I would make is that in video games you are responsible for the violence. You are passive when you're watching a movie, and you are the opposite of passive. Active, that's it, thank you, when you're playing a game. So I do think there is a slight difference, although I do not think video games make you violent in the same way I don't think movies make you violent. I think if someone has a little faulty wiring or has a tendency towards violence, then playing a game, reading a book, watching a film, seeing a fight, then that could spark something that is already there. But I don't think, playing Call of Duty is going to cause you to run around with a gun shooting people.
So how do we change the perception? And do we just have to wait until all these old fogies in the newsrooms die out, and we just wait for the younger generation?
Or we could get a machine gun and go and kill them.
Well, no.
Jokes.
I'm sure that would do wonders.
It'll pass. It'll be something else in 10 years' time. Like when we were kids, it was video nasties, wasn't it? That's what they used to call them.
Yeah. It will pass. But also, it's clickbait. It's easy. It's clickbait. Caught Fortnite kid on Rampage. You know, Grand Theft Auto guy shits his pants.
That seems to be the thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's
as soon as someone commits some sort of crime, the police raid their house. They find he once owned a PlayStation 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Automatically pointing fingers.
They forget to mention the stash of far-right Combat 18 magazines under his bed.
Yeah.
But also, video games is still in its infancy. Home video games are what, 40 years old, right? And cinema, cinema, the first 40, 50, 60 years of cinema, even the black and white films, people thought that they were corrupting.
70 years ago, we're talking about rock and roll music.
Yeah. So video games are still in its infancy. James, I don't know how old you are, but if you can give it another 50 or 60 years, then geeks like you and me, brother, we will be hailed as pioneers and heroes.
Yeah, I should still be around then, hopefully.
All right. What are you playing at the moment, man?
Well, I tried Apex Legends. I didn't really like it much. I'm not too big into the Battle Royale games. I think I'm just slightly too old now where my reflexes can't keep up with all the 15, 16-year-olds.
I won a game of Apex Legends yesterday, but that's by the by. Carry on, please.
Oh, well done, yeah. No, I mean, it's a bit sad. Like, I've had to drop out of most of the games I love just because I'm 30 now, which doesn't, it's not old.
You're past
in the
it,
gaming
James!
industry, you retire when you're 20, don't you? Like competitive gamers, that's it for them.
You need to start. Can I make a suggestion? You need to start taking amphetamines.
Oh no, come on.
What? Sharpen his reflexes. Get his fingers, the hand-eye coordination going a little bit quicker.
If you've done one of those tests, you do the tests online. You click, and the light goes green. You click again, and it tells you how fast you react. I think the human average is 250 milliseconds, and mine is, I think, 230. So I'm almost average.
Well, I've got in my hand.
I'm just slightly better than average.
I've got in my hand a pair of scissors. I'm going to drop these scissors and catch them before they hit the floor. Okay? Ready?
All right, I'll go for it.
Did it.
Or do you want a medal?
Here we go. Did it again. Caught. Scissors dropped. Caught.
Well, you can get apps on your phones that will tell you exactly what your response time is.
Hang on, let's go online. So I've got my computer here. Reflex tester.
Let's do a reaction time test or something like that.
All right. Okay. Reaction.
It's usually just like a little light will flash and you click as soon as it goes green.
Human benchmark, reaction time test. Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm the best at, know when you get your eyes tested and you have to look in the thing and click when you see the green lights. I'm the best. Click to start.
It's that sort of thing.
When the red box turns green, click to start. Where do I click? Here we go. Right. Waiting for green. Wait for green. Wait for green. 290 millis. What did you say yours was?
Mine's 230, which is slow. This is so you're very slow.
No. That's practice. That's supposed to go. I've got 5 goes. Please be quiet, everyone. Here we go. Do it again. I'm not doing this on a mouse. 320. Okay.
Oh dear.
No. I've got 5 or 3 more goes. You have a go in a minute, Boyle.
What is it?
Hang on a minute. You go to humanbenchmark.com. Here we go. Wait for green. Wait for green. 256. I'm getting faster.
You're almost average.
What a compliment. You're almost average. Jeez.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Get it below 250 and then I'll be impressed.
235, kiss my arse.
279 is my first go.
I got 235. I've got another go. 214. I beat you, James. I'm 45, 46 this year. I got 214. Hang on a minute. How's Kath doing? Kath's nowhere near.
279.
Right, I got 214. Carry on. What was yours again, James?
Stop it, because you're talking to me. And
my average is around about 230, I'd say.
Okay, well, my average is different, but my last one I got was 214. Catherine?
I think it's broken.
Right. What did you get, Catherine?
Sorry?
What did you
broken.
Well, what was the last number?
3 something.
Wow, James, you're a new caller, but you've sown division amongst the ranks here. And that's appreciated. Thanks for the call, man. See you later on. Thank you. There we go. 0344 499 1000 214. Average is irrelevant. It's just the last one that counts. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional.
Hello?
The unpredictable.
Don't you think that's a bit weird?
And the completely unorthodox.
It was my birthday.
With rule-free Iain Lee.
I was just trying to generate a bit of content.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Hate alarm clock. Hate going to work.
On Talk Radio.
Hello. Tomorrow, got a doctor's appointment at 9:30, so I'm getting up, I'm going to the doctor's, I'm coming home, going straight back to bed. Hey, today, I'm a year clean. Today, 12:23. That's what I'm talking about.
Congratulations.
That's what I'm talking about, man. A year. Get my little key ring tomorrow. Beautiful. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you'd like to give us a call, you would be very, very welcome. It would be nice to talk to you. The Daily Mirror have got a double-page spread on bands that shag.
What?
Bands that shag. Passion for music and each other. Mel B.
Oh, I see.
Has revealed she is the famous woman Spice Girls' pal Jerry had a romp with in the 90s. Scary, 43, told Piers Morgan's life stories it only happened once, but some bandmates made sweet music together for years.
Okay.
Let's it's time to get a little bit romantic.
Mhm.
Let's get some romantic music on when we let's get some nice romantic music on while we
Culture Club.
It's not very romantic.
They were.
It's not romantic music.
There was a couple in there, wasn't there?
Here we go.
Oh God, what kind of music is this?
Romantic music. Love music. Love music.
Spooky music.
Jump forward a little bit. There we go.
Old porno music. Right, okay. Bluey music. Bluesic.
Got the blueies bad.
There should be a red triangle in the corner of this show.
The how do you say the Fuggies? The Fuggies.
Fugees.
Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill. It says here, Ms. Lauryn Hill to you guys. Wyclef Lauren and Pras Michel formed the Fugees in 1992, but split 5 years later. This music's not very good.
So who was at it in that threesome?
I'm about to tell you, mate. If I can just get to...
Because I know she had a baby with Bob Marley's son.
Okay, all right.
Was it Ziggy Marley?
Okay, mate, jump in it.
What's going on now?
They're having a bath. Dirty buggers.
Big bath. Sounds like it's got a tide.
It was only in 2012 that Wyclef Jean, who returned, he came back in September.
Oh, yeah.
He had a song, I'll be back in September, I'm coming home.
Be gone till September.
Coming home in
He
September.
also did the Just Because She Dances Go-Go, That Don't Make Her a Ho-No.
Just 'cause she dances go-go, that don't make her a ho-no. He was crap, really, wasn't he?
I quite like that one.
It was only in 2012 that Jean revealed it was due to his turbulent secret relationship with Lauren. He claimed their affair went on after he wed designer Marie Claudinette, and that Hill led him to believe he was the father of her son Zion, actually fathered by Bob Marley's son Rohan. And you worried about me being litigious. I only want to help you, Rohan. Jean said, something died between us. I couldn't forgive that. But Rohan says of Jean's claim of Lauren lying is bullshit. Okay, well, fine.
Gosh.
Culture Club. Hang on, they're all boys. How does this work?
Well, it does. Well, it didn't. That's,
blimey.
yeah.
Culture Club were one of the biggest bands of the 1980s. Never heard of them. But behind the scenes as well, I guess, a secret 4-year affair between singer Boy George and drummer John Moss was imploding. The pair often came to blows. Well, I think they... sorry. As in fighting. The pair often... Well, it says the pair often came to blows. Well, you would. That's what they're for. That's what someone does it for.
Okay.
I came to blows. Actually, I find it very difficult that way. But anyway, the pair often came to blows as a double meaning. Okay, the pair often came to blows. And Moss claims the singer tried to kill him by dropping a flower pot on his head from 2 stories up. Their 1986 breakup plunged George into heroin addiction. John wed and had kids, and 28 years later, they reunited for a new... okay, boring. The White Stripes. Well, these were brother and sister.
No, they were married, weren't they?
Well, that is disgusting.
No, they weren't.
That is disgusting. You cannot...
They weren't.
I don't care. Maybe in America it's fine. Maybe these Mormons and things, and these polygamists. What do they call it? Paleontologists.
Polygamists.
Who think it's fine to just have it off with as many as you want. Here's one thing I do not think is appropriate, and I'm being serious now. Absolutely serious. It is... I'm going to stop this music. It is totally inappropriate and disgusting to marry your sister. Do you want to marry your sister?
She's already married.
Well, exactly. So that's a double reason. So the whites. See, the whites are their eyes. The White Stripes have got it out. Having it off with your sister. It's almost as bad as having it off with your brother. Dirty buggers.
They're not.
When are you going to ring my doorbell? Well, hello, I'm ringing the doorbell. It's the FBI, and if you don't open up, I'm going to smash the door down and put you in irons, handcuffs.
Just read the rest.
I'm not even going to read theirs because they disgust me too much. The perverts, dirty perverts, ruin the vibe. There's a nice vibe, and we've got an incestual thing going. This is Brookside. Here we go. This is nice. This is nice. This is much better. This is none of that horrible incestuous stuff. The Mamas and the Papas. Michelle and John Phillips were a couple long before they were bandmates. She moved to San Francisco as a teen and met John, who divorced his wife and wed her at 18. They moved to New York and formed the Mamas and the Papas in 1965 with Kaz Elliott and Denny Dohoty, also a couple. But Michelle...
They weren't a couple.
But Michelle allegedly had affairs with Denny and Bayard's guitarist Gene Clark, which made John fire her. They divorced in 1969.
I thought Cass and Denny never got together, although she fancied him and he liked her, but she was too fat for him.
Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac were shagging like rabbits.
Yeah.
The end. S Club 7.
No.
Former Spice... This is Hannah Spirit and Paul Catamole. Former Spice Girls manager Simon Fuller created S Club 7 in 1998. I wish it all had sevens in. There's lots of numbers and it's going to be confusing. S Club 7 in 1998, and original members Hannah and Paul dated in 2001, although by 2006 they had split up as a couple. Hannah, by then an actress, dated her Primeval co-star Andrew Lee Potts until 2013. She and Paul got back together in 2015, but it did not last. Here's the thing. If you're in a television series or a band with Hannah, just try and keep it professional, because it's not going to work out. Particularly now, because she is starred in EastEnders and she's engaged to a personal trainer, Adam Thomas, and they have a baby girl, and I wish them the very best of luck. I can't say fairer than that. Very, very best of luck to those guys. I hope that works out that's Hannah Spirit and Adam Thomas. She formerly of S Club 7 and Primeval in EastEnders, and Adam Thomas
of the Gym
is from the Gym. I wish them the very, very squat thrusts. Very best.
Drop and give me 20.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Well, it's back to coming to blows.
Mm-hmm.
Did he come to blows?
He spotted her.
Okay. That doesn't. She's got a sweaty crack. Is that
what?
Okay, it didn't really work. Let's thing.
Neon lit night talk for torch singers, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me.
Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Imagine the scene. Imagine the scene with Hannah, formerly of S Club 7, and Adam of the Gym at home. Hannah Spirit. Yeah, that's my name. What do you want? Spirit. What? Imagine the scene. They're on a whaling holiday. Hannah from S Club 7 and her boyfriend, her fiancé, father of her baby, I assume, Adam Thomas on a whaling holiday. And Adam is looking out and he sees a whale. They're in Japan where it's illegal. And Adam sees it, and he says to Hannah, Spirit. And she turns around and goes, yeah? No, Spirit. Yeah? No. Hannah, Spirit. What do you want? What do you want? Spirit. Then the whale escapes, and he spears it.
I heard they had a terrible time on a paranormal weekend. They were testing one of the rooms, and someone said, "Hannah, spear it." And she was looking...
I'm going to encourage this. I like this.
She was looking around for a ghost, but they're not real. They were just saying which Hannah, because there was another Hannah there called Hannah something else.
There was, I remember when I actually took S Club 7 around a mint factory, and there was so much hilarity when I was pointing out the different mints, and I went, extra strong. I went, give me the name of another S Clubber. Joe. I went, Joe, peppermint. I went, Paul, extra strong. I went, Hannah, spearmint. She went, what? She misheard me. She thought I'd said spirit.
It's always
happening. Fun times at the S Club. I did interview S Club 7 once, and Bradley fell asleep in the lift on the way up. This isn't even a joke. Bradley fell asleep in the lift on the way up. We were on the second floor.
Oh dear,
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Well, they can do crazy days.
I think it was either just before or just after the old. Oh, yeah, man, I'm getting high in Covent Garden and smoking marijuana weed. Oh, yeah, so good for you, man. So high. It's in Covent Garden, they were smoking weed. Good evening, Nigel.
Oh, good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Nigel.
Hello, Nigel.
The earth says hello.
I've just come into my bedroom to get a better signal.
There we go. Perfect.
And I'm just looking at your Miley Cyrus CD.
Yes.
And I'm just going to open it up and see what the names of the tunes are.
Beautiful.
I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay, this is
Because
great.
I've been busy. I went to Age Concern today, and they're going to call me tomorrow because the other people are taking so long, the social services.
Okay, well, that's good to speak to as many people as you can.
Help from two lots of people.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I had to pawn my mum's ring again today because I had no more money left.
Nigel.
No, but I know it's gone into a bag. And then sealed the bag up, and you get the same ring back. There's nothing to worry about there. You get the same ring back.
Yeah. Well, how come you're out of money again? Because you were out of money last week. What's all the money going on?
No, but basically, time I got a bit of shopping each day, it's a £5 gone, and it soon adds up. I was down to a £5, and I had to get some more money. So now I've got £20 to go on with.
And when do you get more money? When do you get more money? Wednesday or next week?
Next Wednesday, not tomorrow.
So you got 20 quid. You got 20 quid to last your week.
Yeah, and that's difficult to make that last
Mate,
week.
isn't it?
Sorry?
Yeah, that is difficult. Yeah.
It is.
Is there anything? Is there anything that you're buying or spending on that maybe?
No, I'm only buying. I've run out of dinners. Your dinners. So I've had all your dinners now.
Right.
And I just buy a dinner for about 100. No, 100.
£100? He's buying £100 dinner. No wonder he's skin.
No, £1.79 for quite a good dinner. I had a roast beef dinner earlier. That was nice with everything, like roast dinner.
Yeah.
You get proper meat and roast beef meat and all the other vegetables and potatoes. That was all right.
Yeah.
And then I have I buy those caramel puddings where you get 6 for about £1.20. They're really cheap.
Yes.
And if you just have a couple of those, they last a few days. You get 6 of those. So I'm not buying expensive things at all. But it just seems to, and a couple of drinks, Coca-Colas.
Right.
It just seems to take away nearly a £5 every time. It doesn't take long, does it?
Yeah, I get it. I
just can't manage. Like, my mum used to give me £10 a day, and I used to get for £10 a day when she out of my money before.
Yeah.
So you're going to go and see Age Concern tomorrow?
No, they've got to call me because I've been to see them twice, yesterday and today.
Right.
So they're going to call me probably in the morning, I expect. So I'm just looking at these. I don't know some of these songs that Miley Cyrus did. They're when she first started.
I thought you were the big Miley Cyrus fan.
Yeah, well, I know them if I hear them, but I don't actually know all the... yes, I do know most of them, but not all of them. But the writing's very tiny to read for singing. I can only, even though with my glasses on, I'll have a job to see it.
It's something. It's something to practice and something to.
I think the writing comes up on the TV if it's a karaoke one.
No,
doesn't it?
it's these won't. These are just CDs that you play, so these ones won't come up on the old.
But I'm sure, if you can't read the writing on the inside of the
But I can sure
CD
I can
box,
pick it up from her singing anyway.
well, no, you can Google it.
Right,
I see.
Nigel. Listen,
Yeah.
I can't do this every week, and I can't. And this will be the last one. But are you in tomorrow between 8 and 9?
In the morning?
No, in the evening.
Yeah, of course I am. Yes, I don't go out.
All right. Well, there's. I'm sending another food shop. All right.
Really?
Yeah. But this
Yeah,
is.
but I could do with a bit of money, like a tenner or
I
something.
can't give you any money, Nigel. But I'm going to
No,
send.
I don't like to ask.
No, well, I don't like to say no. But
Sorry,
Yeah.
let me finish,
Oh,
Ian.
Jesus. Yes.
Ian.
Yes.
Let me. What I do, I need a prescription from the chemist.
I can't do that. I can't sort that out. I'm afraid. Look, this is the last time I can do it because I can't keep doing it.
No.
But I will send you about 10.
You don't have to.
No,
I mean, I don't.
I know I
mind
don't
if
have
you
to. I know I don't have to. But you're a nice guy.
If you want to, I'll be very pleased.
There we go. I'm just clicking. It's going to come tomorrow between whatever time I just said, 8 and 9. I think that's 7. I can't remember what time I said.
The basically the same sort of meal.
It's going to be exactly the same thing that you got sent before.
Yes,
with a
that'll
chicken
be
and mushroom
fine.
pie added.
And I've been having cheese sandwiches with the
Beautiful.
homemade cheddar cheese.
Is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yeah.
There we go. Right, it's done. That's the last time I can do it, man. I can't keep doing it. Okay.
I don't expect you to.
I know you don't, and I know you weren't asking to, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, that would be lovely, thanks. And then I can save some of that money, can't I?
Yeah, exactly. Don't go pawning your mum's rings. But we need to start.
I'm so sorry.
I know. Don't worry, it's all cool. I don't mind buying you food. But we need
I'm cracking up.
You cracked up years ago, man. You cracked up about 40 years ago.
I told him at our age concern that every day I wake up I feel a bit suicidal, every time I wake up.
Have you told your doctor that this is going on?
Well, it's because I'm on my own so much in the evening because I've been used to her being here.
Yeah. But have you been to see your doctor and told her about this?
Yes.
And told them about...
Nigel, listen to what Catherine's saying, please.
And told them about how you're feeling, but also told them about how you're struggling to feed yourself.
No, I haven't told the doctor about that.
Well, you need to, dude. We've told you, Nigel. Listen. I'm going to start being firm, right? We've told you 3 times you have to tell the doctor that, right? Listen, I'm happy to have bought you 2 shopping loads from Tesco's.
But they won't get you benefit money, the doctors.
You don't know. You need to tell the doctor that you are unable to afford to feed yourself and that a random bloke on the radio has bought you 2 weeks' worth of shopping. You need to tell them that. And I can't buy you any more shopping, right? Because you need to tell them and they need to start taking action. And you need to tell the doctor.
Yeah. They tell you to go to a food bank when you speak to people in Maidstone, different people.
No. Listen. No, you need to speak to the doctor about it, and you need to tell them that you are getting to a point where you can't afford food for a week, and this is the second time this has happened.
I can't afford to buy drinks. No.
Well, you need to tell them that
because Nigel, because the doctor is the person who can put you in touch with the food bank. Random people can't do it. The doctor is the one that will have to refer you. But also, you need it to be on your record that this is happening because social service...
But they'll only say that they give me enough money.
Nigel, honestly, you can't keep giving us excuses, right? Stop making up what they're going to say to you. You don't know what they're going to say to you until you speak to them, all right?
See, when I saw Helen, she said I might be entitled to more benefits to help with the bills.
Brilliant, you might be.
Then I have more money for food.
In the meantime, what did you have? You've got to go and pawn a ring so you can feed yourself?
I've done that already today.
And that's happening every 2 weeks. You can't carry on like that, Nigel.
You've got 20 quid now to last you for 8 days.
Yes, it's not enough.
It's the second time a random bloke who you've never met has quite happily, asked me to. I've done it off my own free will.
I've known you a long time, Ian.
Has bought you, but we don't know each other properly. And I've bought you. I've just spent 50 quid, 45 quid on a shop, which I'm happy to do. Right, I'm very happy to do that. But this will be the last time that I do it because you need to start taking control.
Yes.
Of the situation.
Now,
but maybe by another week or two that I should know more about whether I'm getting more benefits or not.
Hopefully, hopefully.
No, but I'm not too worried because she said Helen said don't worry.
Good. All right then.
She's in contact with everybody at the moment.
Well, these things can take a little while to sort out, but good.
Yeah,
It's all heading in the right direction.
There's always hope.
What was it we asked you to do? Who did we ask you to speak to?
The doctors first.
Right, but I want you to
tell
phone
them the
tomorrow.
situation.
You have to phone up the doctor, book an appointment.
I will do.
And
yeah.
tell him that you cannot afford to feed yourself.
And I can't afford to get toiletries, like things to clean the toilet.
I wouldn't even worry about that at the moment. That's not the food is your priority at the moment.
At the moment, you're choosing between feeding yourself or paying bills, and that's not the way not the way it can be.
You know, I can't really afford to buy any shaving equipment either to shave. It's got that bad.
Well, again, grow a beard. You look good with a beard.
No.
You look great with a beard. You look like Captain Birdseye.
I like to shave.
You look. I got a beard. Beards are in. Come on, man. Join my beard club.
Nigel, important things first. We've got to make sure that you are not scrabbling around to try and feed yourself. Okay, so you need to go to the doctor.
No, but there's worse people off than me on the streets and that haven't got a roof over their head.
No, but you are in a position to help yourself here by just going and saying it to the doctor. So please don't make excuses. All right, and go for us and do that, and tell them that you're feeling low. Because you keep talking to us about feeling suicidal.
No, it's all worrying me. See, that's what.
Nigel, and it's worrying us. Listen, I'm going to end this now because you need to. It's now up to you to take some action. All right, the food's going to come.
The CD hasn't come.
No, I haven't sent it yet. We're going to send it out tonight. It will probably come Thursday or Friday. All right, the Beatles.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right, nice one, Nigel. Thanks very much. Take care, man. I don't know what to do. Did I do the right thing buying him more food then?
I don't see how. I can understand why you did.
Yeah. So I didn't do the right thing.
I think you did, but
that's the last time. That's the last thing. So I can't keep doing it every week, can I? No.
Here's the thing. What worries me is that he's living from, like a lot of people, he's living from payment to payment, right? But he's getting into this habit of pawning things, and then.
Well, he did try and tap us for money on Twitter at the weekend when we were doing the rabbit hole. I saw a tweet saying I need 70 quid to pay my phone bill. Can you
and he asked
call
you
me?
for money just then.
Asked me for money. I'm not going to give him money. I think that would be inappropriate. Please, dear listener, may God bless you, but don't start suggesting a crowdfunding or a GoFundMe or anything like that, because that isn't appropriate in this situation. Although it's very kind of you to consider that as an option. Did I do the right thing buying him food? It tides him over for a week.
Yeah.
It's 45 quid. I can afford that. But that then has to be it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I can't be an enabler, but then I can't let him starve.
No. I think what I will do is just nudge everyone again tomorrow and say, is there what's going on here?
Jesus, man, the state of this country.
Here's the thing. The only people who've not got back to me, Age Concern got back to me. I've spoken to MenCap. They approached me.
Council didn't get back.
Council didn't get back, no. But Helen Grant assures me that she's in talks with social services.
Or was it a lovely photo opportunity?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then, let's pull our fingers out, please, Council. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send them this clip tomorrow. They can hear it for themselves.
And then it's just, and a lot of people have pointed out, this isn't very healthy for you and I. Because I know I certainly tend to take this stuff. We bought him 2 food shops and a few birthday CDs. We can't become a replacement for his mum.
No. And what I worry about is that once that crisis is averted, once he heard he had his shopping there, then he starts to zone out again. And, we're trying to get him to get himself into the system, and we can't do that for him.
At some point, are we going to have to say we can't be involved in this anymore? In the same way with Naveed, that we've kind of presented him with all these. You have presented him with all these potential opportunities and things, but he's not prepared to take it, so we can't do any more until he asks for help. Do we have to do the same with Nigel at some point? And is that callous? Is that broken Britain to say, Nigel, we can't help you with this anymore? You're kind of on your own. He's a kid. The guy. Here's the thing, right? Everyone thinks it's a bit weird because he likes young girls. I've worked it out. It's because he's a kid. It's because he's 12. He's 10 years old in his head, so of course he likes young girls. And I don't think he poses any kind of threat sexually. I never thought that. And a lot of people said, the stuff he posts on his Facebook. He's 10 years old in his head, thereabouts, right?
With a Facebook account.
Yeah. And he shouldn't be living on his own. No. Shouldn't be living on his own. But what can we do?
I'm just hoping that everyone I've spoken to who is engaging with me has agreed that he needs someone just to oversee things, especially financially. Where's that person?
Ah, man. This is Talk Radio.
Moonlit musings from mums, madams, and meat packers.
Oh, never mind, I must have misheard.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
The station's brilliant.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hi, Iain. Hi, Kath.
Hello.
This is Steve. Still nervous, second time caller.
Welcome,
and I was
Steve.
going to. Sorry.
Welcome.
I was going to call another time and talk about, because I've been freaked out by being on air, but I'm overcoming that tonight because I'm phoning in tonight about Nigel and Naveed, and something I've wanted to let you know for ages. And although I'm not a doctor, I feel there's a very good chance I would make a guess that Nigel is probably entitled to PIP's benefits, because I had a friend a few years ago who had health issues, and he didn't realise he was entitled to PIP, so he went to CAB, and they explained to him, and he kind of got twice as much money as he was previously. So I think Nigel doesn't know about these things, as you know, and he's not speaking to the right people. So I think my advice would be for him to go to CAB and ask him about PIP's benefits.
He's been to CAB.
He's done all that.
I'm confident
Steve, but thank you for
I'm
the
confident that, it's a great suggestion. And I'm confident that Age Concern are in touch with him, and at least he's on their radar. I think that Helen Grant, the MP, is also... I know she's talking to social services on his behalf. I'm hoping now that he's on someone's radar. I just wish that there would be some sort of action.
Because he did say one time he had bipolar, and obviously, he's got some issues.
Did he? I don't remember him saying that. I don't remember him saying that.
He did, yeah. I've got a very good memory, but he did, and he really does. He really shouldn't be scrimping and scraping, because you can't sell everything, and then the next week you can't sell everything again, because eventually he'll run out of things to sell.
Yeah.
And
we know that. We know that.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that.
But as you know, he diverts, doesn't he? When you talk to him, he diverts and changes the subject, and then he doesn't do it. And with Naveed as well, I think that the fact they've lived with a mum most of their life, they've not had the independence, and I think they can't they haven't got that kind of that kind of mindset where they've kind of got into a kind of rut of thinking a certain way.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, Steve. It's appreciated.
Okay.
Thank very much, man.
I think you're inspired tonight, by the way.
You what, sorry?
I think you're inspired tonight. It's brilliant. I love the Eye of the Tiger, what you did to it.
Thank you very much indeed. You're a good man. We broke Eye of the Tiger tonight, Paul Ross. We actually broke the song.
I heard that it wasn't, as you said, any more a survivor.
There was no survivor. It was victim, I'm afraid. Hello, Paul Ross.
Good evening, good morning, whatever the heck time it is.
It's mad, isn't it? This is a weird, 7 minutes to 1 o'clock on what night? I don't even know what night it is. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
It's just nuts.
Nights for you guys, I suppose.
It's nights for us. It's Tuesday. It's still Tuesday to me, but obviously it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
In your world, I'm just arguing with idiots on Twitter, telling me how to live my life.
Language, Timothy.
Language, Timothy. I've lost my language, Timothy. Where is it? Oh, you tell us what's on your show, and I'll look for my language, Timothy.
Well, for 17 years, a woman called D.G. Blanchard cared for her daughter, Gypsy Rose.
Oh, yeah.
And Gypsy Rose was living in a wheelchair, living with leukemia, muscular dystrophy, asthma, epilepsy, potentially fatal sugar allergy, and vision and hearing defects. Except it was all a lie.
No!
The mother was living with Munchausen by proxy.
Oh!
It's the subject of a hugely popular American true crime series now called The Act. And if you look it up online, it is gripping.
Oh,
it's astonishing.
wow.
And we've got the clinical psychiatrist who's the expert on this in America who advised the TV show to talk us through it. So it's going to be a fascinating chat. I think
that sounded like a particularly bad run of
I know,
luck.
17 years this woman was in. And then what happens is Gypsy Rose decides enough is enough. She meets somebody online and persuades that person to murder her mother.
Spoiler alert, it gets messy.
Hold the back page and the front page in the middle. All that and the man who sold his wife for a pint of beer.
There you go. Is this a series or a film?
8-parter, The Act, it's called, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I should be...
We're going to be playing a bit of the trailer later on, and we had a couple of phone calls about it in the early hours of yesterday morning, because I think people have been watching already, because we live, as you know, in the global village these days.
You can watch any old rubbish, any time, any place, any...
But always listen to quality. Monday to Thursday, 10 p.m. The Late Night Alternative. Click that for a trail.
This is like 20 years.
They've got to redo your trail, you guys. It makes it sound like it's a brand new show.
Oh, I know, it's terrible. This text, this is what I get 20 years after the event, right? Hi, Ian and Kath. Your show makes life better. Ian, did you ever get off with Daisy Donovan back in the day? She was hot. 20 years later. Here's the thing, guys. You want to know the truth? I've not seen Daisy for 18 years and we didn't get on. Does that help?
But do you think Daisy gets the same? Does Daisy get the same question? Do you think?
Doesn't. We do. Here's the thing. You know, it's like people think because you must have this, Paul. Because you worked on a TV show with someone, they think that you must have been really, really good friends when it's just a job, and sometimes you form really close friendships, and sometimes you don't.
The difference is I'm manipulative and I'm all things to all men. So everybody I work with thought I was the best friend of them. And then the minute I finish, I drop them like a hot potato.
Well, but then that is it. They think
mainly Gabby Roslin, if you're listening, Gabby.
she likes you. She's got a lot of time for you, Gabby.
Think they do. They don't really know me. They don't really know me, sadly.
About a year ago, she's got a lot of time for you. How is Paul? Is he all right? Oh, I miss him so much. She's a bit...
She never phones. She never writes. Eh? You know what I'm saying? But also,
yeah, you worked with someone 20 years ago. We're not like.
It's a bit like when you're at school. I mean, there's a couple of, I think, 2 guys I talked to occasionally. I was at school with, but it was a long time ago now. Yeah. Same with university. We all move on.
Yeah. Right, I'm just blocking this guy. This is like, I'm 45 years old and I've got someone judging me because my mum lives in a care home. He's blocked. He's gone.
Oh yeah, no, I was following that. That's very disturbing for you, and for her, poor woman. Terrible for the family.
On and on. There's always something with with this place. Anyway, it sounds like an excellent show. I should be listening on the way home.
You're not the kind of listener we want, though. With all respect, you're a little bit young for us.
Sort of an insult, but then at the end
he felt good.
With one hand, and then with the other hand, I take away.
You do whatever you want with those hands. They're beautiful, beautiful hands, Paul. Thank you. Paul is up next. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Catherine. Don't forget, podcasts are plenty. The last one that went up was the extended me hanging out with Steve Sullivan, the director of the Frank Sidebottom film that comes out on Friday. Is well worth seeing. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Stay tuned, though. Coming up after 1, it's Paul Ross on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Intelligent, organic entertainment.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.